Hey, Jerome. There was a little something I was thinking about here. So, usually, if you take a look at a corruptor, and let's say you take a look at their powers, like let's just say archery snapshot, you see 12.9 points of damage, right? So 13 up to 56. About, oh no, 13 up to, wait, now we say 9. Did I hit aim shot? There we go. 12 up to 56, right? So 13 going up to 56, right? Hey, Dammy. Now, if you go to Defender, right, and you go to Powers, and you go to Secondary Powers, and you go to Archery, and you go to Snapshot, you're going to get, 6 up to 24. Oh, that's so low. So low. 6.3. Holy cow. Where's my little pad here? We need to write this down. Wow. We are excited. Oops, sorry about that noise. We're excited today, guys. We got patch stuff to talk over. We do. Wow. that is insane right there. What about fire? What if I take Fire Blast? Fire Blast, let's do Fire Blast itself. What does Fire Blast do? Fire Blast does 22.3 on a Corruptor. And what does it do on the poor Defender? Oh, I'm afraid to look. Fire Blast, Fire Blast. Wow, 12. 12.59. This is your big problem at the end of the day. Yeah, pets rock. Oh, they do rock. Where's my cat at? My cat's over there dead asleep. Guys, we're super excited. Masterminds got buffed. Brutes got buffed. Everyone gets a buff. It's like Oprah Winfrey Day. What do we do first, guys? Do we do a Sentinel? Do we do a Brute? I don't know. There's so many good things. Mastermind. There's so many good things. Voltaic Veil feels unstoppable now. I was playing Voltaic earlier today. I'm afraid to touch Wildlight. My level 50. She's just gonna blow them all sky high. I figure I'd aim low. What about Leah Freya? She's like the weakest Sentinel of all because she's a horrible power set. Psychic Blast and Iron Armor, or Ice Armor, Iron Armor. It is just insane. What we're getting out of the performance we're getting out of some of these characters now. It has definitely been a big jump for Sentinels. We'll do some Voltaic Veil while people are wandering in. We'll do a little Voltaic Veil. Oh, like Tammy, after you play a Sentinel now. After you play a Sentinel, you got to go out and smoke a cigarette. It's that good. It's that good. Yeah. The Defender attacks are so bad. I didn't realize they were half of Corruptor. That's sad. Corruptor's not even the most damaging archetype in the game. We're going to show you guys some numbers later on too about how the Brute change and how all that works as well. So we're definitely going to do a lot of that. Definitely. We have a fun action-packed show tonight. We're going to start off with the Sentinel, of course. Because why now? Wouldn't I start off with the Sentinel? Now, here's a question that I have on these Sentinel crits. Okay. And we'll have to work up the opportunity bar first to get those crits going. So let's go find some people to work up the opportunity bar on. Okay. And this is something you want to definitely have your logs on for. You want to have, if you can, have your... for now, we're worried about damage, so we're going to do our damage inflicted tab. Okay. We definitely want to be paying attention to damage here. All right. First, I'm going to have to build up the bar quite a bit here. Turns out that guy can't keep doing his hurricane if he has no endurance. Oh, little crits here and there. Those are always fun. First, I'm going to get that opportunity bar up, which does take a little while to get up. It doesn't go up as fast as the Brute's Fury bar, right? So we're going to have to work it up. But you just see her melt that pack of mobs right there. It is just incredible. What do I have to set it? ×2? Just absolute meltage. Can we find some more enemies in this cave? What is this? Like the most empty cave in the world? I actually want some enemies. Give me some enemies. Just wait for it, boys. Wait for it. Figure maybe I should do that once in a while. All right, so we got our opportunity bar up now, right? And we're going to see... Going to have plenty of crits kind of pop up here. Let me see. Damage inflicted. Critical. All right. So let's say we take... I need a guy with like full health that I can play around with for a little bit. Because the question now, you can do opportunity more often and you can give vulnerability to more enemies. So the question is, are you better off with the crits or are you better off using your vulnerability power on groups? Because now your vulnerability power hits a whole group of people, right? So for example, if I hit this guy here with my main power here, I get 99 points of damage, right? Now, if he'll come closer, I'm going to now hit him with vulnerability, and I'm going to hit him again. You see, it's 114 because I lowered his resistance by, 15%. So the thing is, whenever you use opportunity like that, you're going to lower your crit chance for a while until you can build it back up again. So kind of keep that in mind. And I'm going to get in trouble for playing with my food, aren't I? Yeah, you don't want to play with your food when you have it on higher difficulty. Give me a second. Let me eat some inspirations here so I get for playing with the food. The good news is, if you get them out of endurance, then they can't hurt you anymore. Oh, come on. How did you miss? Alright, let me make sure these guys can't get any drain here for a little bit. So... you can see here the lightning bolt hits for 114 on that one. Where did the other guy go wandering off to? Where are you going, buddy? 108. I noticed my plant nature doing mass containment with all of our powers. Mass containment with all of our powers. I didn't notice a lot of controller changes in the notes. I didn't notice that. That is interesting. You gotta love the critical on that. Everyone's a winner with critical. You're a winner. He's a winner. He's a winner. Everyone's a winner with crits. That's aside from shock from lightning. Everyone's kind of a winner. Come back here, buddy. Where you going, buddy? Just die already. Alright, so we're going to come in here and do this. And this. I'll get all the criticals. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, look at that. It just... You almost feel bad for them. Love the look and aura of this character. Nicely designed. Well, thank you, Master. You know, when someone told me to make a site... So this was a community idea, was somebody wanted me to create a Sentinel that was electric and psychic armor. Electric assault and psychic armor, whatever it's called. And I'm like, what would that character look like, right? It doesn't sound like something your typical X-Men would have because it's such two different powers. And it gave me this idea of like, what about like an AI that had advanced so far that it developed psychic powers, that it could even reach into the human psyche, and it was given form. So that's how this one comes. And even her face mask. Oh, let me show you her artwork, because she has artwork. We have artwork for Voltaic Veil. So here's Voltaic Veil's artwork. Unfortunately, the AI did not do a great job of capturing her kind of face mask look. But maybe that's what's underneath of her mask. Is her android face? Who knows? Guess there's a brick wall back there. I gotta get rid of that brick wall at some point, but there we go. Did Defenders get any love? No, Canyon, because clearly Brutes needed a buff. Didn't you get the memo? Brutes needed a buff. So guess who got the buff? Let me suck up all this real quick. Everyone's a winner with Lightning Ball. Is that Shaman still? Get over here, Shaman. Let me paralyze you. You can't do your storm if you're held in a freaking Tesla cage, can you? No, you can't. Now I'm going to put you in a Tesla cage. I'm going to drain all of you of your endurance. Oh, I have to... I'm sitting there wasting my actions on him when I need to hit this kettle right here. You gotta kill the protective kettle. You know, the first time I fought this thing, you know how hard that was for me to figure out and put 2 and 2 together? Because I am not a very bright person, let me tell you. See, all these guys can't hit me because they're all drained of endurance. It's hilarious. I like the artwork. It's hard to keep the look in the game with the artwork. Can be frustrating. It gets it really right most of the time nowadays. If you see most of my characters, they look spot on to their comic, to the game. But every once in a while, it doesn't quite get the detail. In this case, it kind of misses the face, which I could, I think I could fix that if I took like a zoom into the face and use that. Oh, Sonic is so good. Do you guys want to see Sonic Melee now? Oh, you better believe we're playing Sentinels. If we're not playing a Brute, we're playing a Sentinel. If we're not playing a Sentinel, we're playing a Mastermind. That's tonight, boys and girls. Patch Day, it's like Christmas come early, Cloudstone. My favorite class got a buff, and again, thanks to the millions and millions of people who said Sentinels sucked win. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Your hard work has finally paid off. For all of you who made fun of me for playing a Sentinel, going, why are you playing a Sentinel when a blaster does so much more damage and the blaster can get the same defenses as a Sentinel? Why would you play a Sentinel? Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Your complaining has paid off. The only thing I can't figure out is what happened with Brutes. Who was complaining about Brutes? I understand the mastermind. I understand the mastermind buffs because there has been a oh, are we in Ricky? Oh, we're in Ricky drop show thing. Oh gosh, gee whiz willikers, I don't want to be here. But I didn't get. I don't get where did brutes come from, guys? Where did that complaint come from? Does anybody know? Need to hit up the trainer here. You know what it's time for? It's time for her T9 power. Thunderous Blast. People have been griping for years about them not being tanky enough. Really? I love your sarcasm about the archetype. I enjoy playing most. Who cares if the absolute strongest build you can play? Same thing as saying Blaster's going to get the same defense as a Scrapper. So the crit's about 40. Yes, the crit's about 40% of the main damage. I can definitely show you that and show you how that works. If, actually, if we take a look at my damage logs here, you're going to see like right here, she did 12 points of damage, 12.29. And then you hit short circuit for 4.91 critical damage, which is about 40%. It seems like a little bit more than 40% actually. Up here, 12.29 to 4.91 critical. Must be a little bit of rounding error there. If we go way up, can we find a better critical? Gosh, it's all the short circuit Tesla cage. Here's a Tesla cage. You hit your monster with the Tesla cage for 4.6 damage. You critical for 1.83 more. I hit him with the lightning bolt for 110. I got critical damage for 44 more. So yeah, it's 40 when your opportunity bar is full. That's the key. Your opportunity bar does have to be full. That is the trade-off. And if you use your opportunity bar to lower enemy resistances, you know, then you're going to have less crit chance until you build it back up again. Which, if an enemy's really tough against, like for this character's electricity damage, it can be worth it to throw opportunity on an enemy, vulnerability, whatever, because now it goes to a whole group of enemies. So the why Brutes have been squeezed between scrappers and tankers for ages. They weren't the definitive best farmers. So let's talk about the differences. Let's talk about the differences. They buffed brutes. That's fair. Been a bit of an opportunity. Snob my crits, right? I don't blame you. You know, it kind of depends. If you're fighting enemies that are resistant to what you're doing, then you want to use it. Otherwise, it's not generally worth it. I don't think anything happens if you lower resistance below 0. Is that a thing? Like lowering to negative resistance? I don't think. Okay, guys, so let's talk some hardcore numbers here, okay? Just hit level 20. Congrats. Okay. So let's talk about some numbers. Let's talk about some numbers here, okay? So if you go into the system, and this is the fastest way just to show you guys. In the past, scrappers, I've said this 100 times, no one believed me. Scrappers and brutes were very similar in their tankiness, okay? If you go into scrapper and you go with invulnerability, and you go with temp and vulnerability would give you, temp and vulnerability gives you 22.5 resistance, okay? So all smashing and lethal damage was reduced by 22.5%. And then you can enhance this, you know, for another whatever percent that is, 50% or 40% or whatever more on top of that. So it'll go up to like, you could get it up to like, what, 35, 40% without too much problem, I think. So that was the way it was on Brute as well. Brute and Scrapper, and I think Stalker had the same scalability on their defensive powers. Okay? If you go over to tank, if you go over to tanker, and you go to powers, and you go to invulnerability, and you look at temp invulnerability, right? You get 30%. And if you enhance the hell out of that, you could get that up to 50%, usually, if I recall correctly, on a low-level character. Obviously, as you got better and better, you know, you could do other things and get to... Now, the thing is, tankers and brutes are the only ones with the 90% cap on resistance, right? So tankers and brutes would be the ones up here at the high level of play. Now, because tankers could get to it easier, they could then pick up other resistances in other areas or defenses faster than a brute could, right? And ultimately be the better tanker in the long run by a margin. So, brutes, yeah. So what they've done now is if we take a look now at brute, now remember, 22.5%, which by the way, Sentinel, if you take a look at Sentinel now, since we love Sentinels, they did get a defensive buff as well. If you go to invulnerability, you go to resist physical damage, you're going to see they now have the same 22.5%, I think. Wait a minute. Temp invulnerability. Okay, it's up here, not down here. Okay, there it is. 22.5%. In the past, this was like 21 or 21.5%. They were slightly below scrappers. Okay? They were slightly below scrappers. All right? So let's take a look at brutes nowadays. So where's brutes? Now remember, now your sentinels, which are now the same as scrappers, and probably the same as stalkers. Let's just take a look at stalker real quick, right? Go to powers, secondary powers, and vulnerability. Temp invulnerability is 22.5. So stalkers, scrappers, sentinels are all now 22.5 at base, right, for temp invulnerability. Tankers are at 30%. Where are brutes now? Brutes used to be at 22.5 along with everybody else. Where are brutes now? Let's take a look. Secondary powers, invulnerability, temp invulnerability. We're now at 25.5, and that math makes sense because Sentinel, Stalkers, and Scrappers were 75% scaling. Remember, Sentinels used to be 70%. They're now all 75% scaling. Tanker, I'm guessing, is 100. And Brutes were raised to, I believe, 85%. So you're getting 25.5%. So that's one way to think of this in your head. Your scrappers and stuff, 22.5, and sentinels, 22.5. Your brutes, 25.5, and your tanks, 30%. Okay? 30%. Now remember, the closer you get to 90%, every point is more valuable than next. Going from 10 to 20% resistance, not a big deal. Right? You're cutting incoming damage down by a little bit more than 10%. But going from 60% to 70%, you're now cutting that incoming damage down by a quarter. Going from 80% resistance to 90% resistance is huge. Because you're literally cutting any remaining incoming damage by half. So this enables brutes to get to those caps faster and cut down that damage much faster. Yeah. Now, will it make a tanker obsolete? I don't think so. Kind of keep in mind, remember, the tankers still are at 30%, which means with a couple of enhancements, I'd have to go look at my brute now, but let me see. Let me see if I have a brute. I mean, of course I have a brute. Let's go take a look at a brute and see where they're at with temp. Do I have an invulnerability brute? That'd be lovely if I had an invulnerability brute. Brute. Savage melee, fiery aura, electric armor. Let me look at my other brutes on the other server. I doubt I have an invulnerability brute. That would be way too easy. I have invulnerability brute. Look at that. All right, let's go. All right. So let's take a look at his temp invulnerability. So with two enhancements in it, these are typical IOs here. We're going from 25.5 now to 36.12, right? With 25 to 36. Now, if we take a look at like a tanker, 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 tanker. Everybody wants a tanker. Tanker, tanker, tanker. Sonic melee. Electric armor. Tanker, tanker, tanker. Everybody wants to be a tanker. Tanker, tanker, tanker. Okay, you know what? I don't necessarily have an invulnerability tanker, but we're gonna see if she doesn't have the similar power. Let's see here. Manage. Hardened Carapace is 25% for 36.8. That doesn't sound like what I'm looking for. That's bio armor shenanigans. Well, what if I'm in regular mode or I turn these modes off? Does it change then? No, these enhance it. Yeah, bio armor's too freaky. Let's go to the other one. Let's do bio armor. Did I have any more tankers on this server? Probably not. No. Let me go back to Excelsior. Oh, here we go. Invulnerability tanker. In my trash can. Ha ha ha. Okay, no one cares. Oh, come on. Stop it with the pop-ups. Good grief. I hate pop-ups. Okay. Resist temp invulnerability, right? Check this out, boys and girls. 43%. So remember, the brute was at what? 35, 36%? I should have wrote it down. Whoops, I should have wrote it down. But do you see where the tanker's at? 43%. 43%. Now, overall, if we put that together with another 7% from unyielding, which would also be higher on this character, and whatnot, if we take a look at our tanker altogether, so we're at a smashing lethal right now, 66% on this character. She doesn't even have set bonus, so she's not even 50 yet, right? Whereas the brute would only be around 55%. So if there's 1,000 points coming in of damage, my tanker is going to reduce it down to 340, 330, whereas the brute is still going to be taking 400 and change. 450. So you can see like that extra percentage for a tanker is still significantly cutting down on incoming damage. Does that make sense? There's still a pretty big distance between the tanker and the brute. But the brutes definitely take a step in that direction. Now, the thing is, tankers have had their offense pretty much upgraded numerous times over the years. So I'm guessing that's why they did this to brute. It's kind of like, well, we gave the tankers more offense, so maybe we need to give the brutes more defense. Tankers were like the bona fide, from what I've heard anyways, I don't know, I don't play the high-end stuff, but I've been hearing that tankers are, have become kind of the bona fide meta over brutes in the high end. With that being said, there was definitely some more AoE buffage that was put out in certain power sets. What was it? Broadsword, I think it was. And Sonic Melee now does better AoE damage. So that really helps out, I think, more the tanker because of the way it works. But yeah. Not to mention hit point disparity. What is the hit point disparity between tankers and brutes? Does anybody know? I guess I could look in mids. I could just look in mids real quick. Assuming it actually opens and it doesn't crash immediately. Just saying. Do. Tanker, tanker, tanker. Everyone's be a tanker. Tanker, tanker, tanker. Everyone's to be a tanker. All right, help. You don't think there is one anymore? Gonna find out with my comparison graphs. We're going to look at hit points. Hit points, hit points, hit points. Plus hit points. Base accuracy, damage, defense, duration, endurance, use healing. Healing per second, mass target range. Oh, that doesn't show me hit points, sadly. That's no fun. Where do I see this character's hit points at? Effects, petrifying gaze. Total, view totals button for more. Oh, view totals, duh. View totals, data view. Power graph comparison, data view. All right, where's my view totals? Advanced totals? There we go. All right, miscellaneous core stats. Okay. 2,000 hit points. Is this at level 50 or level 1 or what? That looks like, so I think it's at level 50. The tanker has 2,061 hit points. And if I make it a brute, survey says. Survey? Survey anything? Can I survey says this? Brute, 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 brute. 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 All right. Survey says maximum hit points is 1,500. And they just increased it to 1,600, I think. Oh. Yeah, they just increased it to 1,600. So I think your tanker still has 20-some% more hit points. Yeah. So I think your tanker still has more hit points. I mean, well, here you go. You guys go. This is a level 40. Hold on, mids is misbehaving. Bad mids. Bad. Close mids. Close? It refuses to close, guys. Mids is taking over my computer. Control-Alt-Deleting. If I crash, I'll come back to the stream, guys. It's mids. All right, there we go. All right, so 1,700 health already on this character. Well, and they may have enhancement bonuses, but I don't think so. I don't have any set bonuses. Oh, I have health. That's going to increase your hit points a bit. Combat attributes, base. Maximum hit points 1,700. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about... I'm bad at playing a tanker. I can help you with that with Tammy. But let's talk about whatchamacallit. The new slotting method, guys. Have any of y'all looked into this? Check this out. Check this out, guys. Let's talk about this. If you didn't watch my 8-hour video, I'm going to need some unslaughters real quick. So let me buy some unslaughters. Unslaughter. La 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 la. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Ah, no, don't hit enter on that. Just give me some unslaughters. Yeah. Maximum possible hit points cap. Yeah. Tankers still have, I think, 20% more hit points. And they do have greater defensive cap. So they are still definitely more beefy by a significant margin. Especially, again, remember, guys, a few more extra points of defense or resistance makes a huge difference when you're already at the upper end, right? That's why cap is so important. There's a huge difference between, you know, scrappers that only have a 75% cap of resistance and a tanker that has 90%. If 1,000 points of damage is coming in, the scrapper with 75% resistance takes 250 points. The tanker and the brute, who are at cap, only take 100 points, right? They literally take less than half of that of the scrapper because they have those extra 15% points. The fact that the brute has a 25.5 base on tip and vulnerability, and the tanker's still at 30, means that, you know, and then that increases with enhancements, right? That chasm increases. The tanker is still like almost 10 points ahead. That's, you know, that the brute still has to go and find through enhancement bonuses or somewhere else. Still makes the tanker significantly more tanky. They're still significantly more tanky. Yeah. Yeah. And in game, the damage will matter more for people. I think, yeah, it might. It definitely might. No, absolutely. I have no clue. It depends on what you're doing at the end game. I'm not an end game expert. I can only speak in the hypotheticals. And the thing is, your brute is going to be at cap for resistance and smashing without too much of a problem. So, at that point, what you're then working on defenses. You're then working on secondary resistances, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Well, the question is, could that kill a brute at +7 times 8? I don't know, man. I don't do the top +7 times 8. That's a good question. All right. So let's talk about. Yeah. Well, I guess the question is, are there brutes doing +7 times 8 or leading +7 times 8s now, before the patch? And will this suddenly change it? The problem with doing +7 times 8 or doing 4-star content, and this is the problem, and this is probably what they're balancing for, and I think it's madness. The problem is you only want to take the best of the best of the best of the best of the best, right? And so if a brute and a tanker, are equivalent in defense or practically equivalent in defense, then of course you're going to go with the brute because you're playing the hardest thing and you need every advantage you can get. There's huge threads about, well, if you're doing 4-star content, make sure you don't take this kind of corrupt. You only want this kind of corruptor and this kind of corruptor. Because at that point, you have to take the best of the best of the best of the best. This is why, by the way, even before +7, just with +4 content, people were like, why would you ever play the Sentinel when the Blaster can get similar defenses in the long run through tons of set bonuses and stuff, and they bring a lot more damage to the table for this high-end group activity, So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. They can do it now with the right build as well as they did it before. No, clarify that one, Cloud, for me. Okay, so what was I looking at this screen for? Oh, okay, guys. Let's talk about how easy it is to move your slots around. Let's say, for kicks and giggles, that I felt that I needed another slot in dull pain, right? So notice that I put an extra slot here in resist elements I'm not using, and I really wish I could put something into resist pain. So I need to put like an extra healing enhancement or whatever have you. So I need to buy an extra heal off the auction house real quick. So let me go buy an attuned crafted enhancement, other healing. Just grab one of these guys here, hopefully, for somewhat of a decent amount. There we go. Bought. Get it. Manage it. Notice I don't have a slot there. In the past, I would have to respec this character or wait for the next level up. Now, because I have an open slot over here in Resist Elements, I can drag that over there and put that guy right there. Boom. And it moves the open slot from Resist Elements down to Dull Pain. Right? You see that? You see that? So let's say now I wanted to bring that slot back up to resist elements. Well, that's easy. I just need to, I need to get another example enhancement that I can use. Apparently none of the enhanced, oh, here we go. All right, so let's say I want to put another damaging Cobra Strike. I have no open slots to move over, okay? So what we need to do here is I need to make an open slot, and that's where unslaughters come into play, right? That's where unslaughters come in. So I might take, let's say, something out of, I don't know, take it out of, take it out of Unstoppable. Okay, you can throw it away, or you can unslot it with an unslaughter. Okay, which apparently I ran out of unslaughters. Oh, I should probably get these unslaughters that I paid for. Okay. All right. So what you do is you move this guy out of here. Put it over here. It'll use on slaughter. And now I have an open slot that I can use to put this somewhere else. And I can put it, I can put anything that can take a red enhancement, right? So, pick something there. Shabam! There we go. See how that works? So now you can easily move around slots on your character without doing a full respec. Pretty cool, huh, guys? Any questions about that? Let's see here. That's a myth, especially now. What's a myth? Yeah, I went in with as much defense as I could on the blaster because those blasters will still faceplant when the defense debuffs hit. Well, I really wish they focus on change to make each archetype better for what it's supposed to be. I think the problem started by allowing villains and heroes to be villains, etc. Yeah, probably. So over the coming months, let's see, they can do +8 right now with the right build and power combos, but now they'll be able to do it more easily, and the amount of power combos that work well will go up. Yeah, that's generally what tends to happen with these things. I personally, as you guys know, I'm not a hot and sweaty player. I personally don't like the fact that they put in +7. I don't like the fact they put in 4-star. Because you're going to get the super high end content that only allows for certain builds, period. And then people complain, and then they have to balance around it and go, oh, okay, well, no one can bring a brute to these things, or they can't bring a sentinel to these things, so we need to buff around that. Because we made this impossibly hard content, and we're going to try to make everything... I'm personally not the biggest fan. I think it's kind of like chasing the wind at the end of the day. But... with that being said, there are legitimately classes. Now I'm more of a solo player, and I think when it comes to soloing characters like defenders, they could use a lot of love, right? There's definitely classes and power sets that could use love to solo better. But not everybody wants to solo, and some people like to do the high-end super +7 content. So I'm sure some people are like, well, you know what I don't like are people who solo and do low-level soloing and balancing around that. That's just silly. The real game is the end game. So we all got our opinions on that. A bunch of people whining about tankers being less useful. Yes, they do have to look forward to that. That is true. But this enhancement change really rocks, guys. Yes, I agree with you, Master Finn. This is a huge quality of life thing and will allow you to test out different builds much easier for the price of a slaughter maybe or a wasted IO. So you're going to get a lot more flexibility out of that. So I think that's a pretty good thing. Right? So that one's done. All right. So the only question that remains now, boys and girls, is should I play some more Sentinel tonight? Should I play Brute, which will just feel more tanky, or do some Mastermind, or we could do some more Fallout Queen? We got things we could do. Let me know if one of y'all have a thought about what you'd like to see. Yeah, you no longer have to waste respecs if you just want to move slots around. If you want to pick different powers, you have to use a respec. If you want to do that. Oh my gosh, Unstoppable Firebug is probably truly unstoppable now. You remember I did the +4 ×4 video on her? Now she's going to melt them even faster. Oh, that's just a hoot and a holler. She was also, let me just check her resistances real quick, because I think she was at like 66% when she was using offensive adaptation. She's up to 69% now. Look at that. Holy shiz. So that defense buff they did to Sentinels is helping her out. She was at 66. Now she's at 69. On regular efficiency, she's at 71. Now at defensive, she was hitting the cap at 75%. Yeah. If I tried out my masterminds, yeah, I did. I did try them out a little bit. I did a video, and I uploaded a video today showing. So what's really funny is there's 3 changes on one of my characters. Number 1, they changed mastermind some more. Number 2, they changed beast mastery quite a bit. They buffed beast mastery quite a bit. Number 3, they understandably nerfed marine affinity, which is all 3 of that's on one of my characters. So I did a video on that today. Feels great. Feels great. Yeah. How do you pull up your stats? You just go to powers here above your powers. You just click on the word powers and you go to combat attributes. And then you can right click on any of these. Which, one interesting thing here is they did say set bonuses. I forgot to go over this during the video. But set bonuses are kind of being broken out a little bit more here, as you can see. So ultimate improved recharge. So you're seeing luck of the gambler. You're seeing a lot of my recharge time bonus right here. So you can really kind of see how that's broken up on your character. Gosh, Hasten is such a good deal for getting that recharge up. Range bonuses. Yeah, you can really see the breakout of your character on that now. Huh. What am I, 50, 100, what are we, like 1,200 hit points on the Sentinel, I guess? 1,300 tops? All right. Boy, that is crazy. All right, crazy talk. Okay, I have one question for you. We have some people in the channel who are build experts. I need your help. Okay? I know that my understanding of all the stats is a little marred at times, and I've had people point me out on my bullshit of like, okay, Phil, your math is way wonky on this, right? So I need your help on something to help me understand something, right? Oh, Sonic Brute. Should we do Sonic Brute? Oh, it's insane. It's insane. All right, but let me ask you guys something here, right? If I go to Sentinel and I go to Archery, right, and we look at our powers here for Archery. Okay. First off, oh my gosh. So you have Snapshot and you have Aim Shot. Okay, Snapshot's at 12 points. That's fine. Aim Shot, which is usually your second power, that has a bit more of a cooldown on it, a 4-second. This one's only 14 points. I'm going to write this down, but that feels weak to me compared to other power sets. But that's not even my main point yet. We're getting there, but now I'm going to get kind of tracked. Then you have Fistful of Arrows, which is a cone for 12. And these are all level 1 stats, just to keep it simple. Explosive Arrow is a whopping 12. But what really gets me here is Rain of Arrows. Now it says your average damage is a whopping 10.67. It's got a 90-second cooldown. This is basically supposed to be your nuke option, right? Your T9. Now, my question is, if I look at anything else, if I look at, I don't know, Electric Blast, let's pull up. Thunderous Assault is 44. That's a lot more than 10. The Charge Bolt is 17. The Lightning Bolt is 28. Holy schnozy. Compared to 12, 14, and 13 on Archery. Ball Lightning is 17. As opposed to like 12 on Explosive Arrow. Right? What am I missing here, guys? But that Thunderous Blast is 44 versus 10. And I could pick almost any secondary. Let's go to or any primary. Let's go to Energy Blast, right? Let's take a look at that. Power Bolt 14 versus 12. Power Blast 23 versus 14. Now it has twice as long as a cooldown, so there is that. But Nova, 36 points instead of 10.67. Energy, or Explosive Blast, 12.8. Okay, that one's the one. Explosive Blast is kind of low. It's the same as that Explosive Arrow, but everything else is so much better than Archery, right? Like, well, I'm trying to figure out real quick. Is that what it is? Is it the way the DOTs calculate in this screen here? So if you look at Rain of Arrows, it is a DOT, but it's a very quick DOT. It's 3 ticks over 1 second on target within 25-foot radius for 2.93, and then 3 ticks of 1.2 outside of that. So am I missing something here on Rain of Arrows? Why is it so bloody weak? But maybe let's take a look at another. Ice Blast has a. So an Ice Blast is a long DOT, and it's showing 26.17, which is much higher than 10.67. So it isn't dots. It just seems really freaking weak. Has anybody played, and is it the same on Blaster? Let's take a look at Blaster real quick. Blaster, archery, rain of arrows. 16.26. 16.26. Now, holy shit. Hold the phone, guys. The recharge time. So normally with blasters, your damage is more in your nuke, but your cooldown's a lot longer. But here the recharge time is actually lower, and the average damage 16, still nothing to write home about, but it is better. It is better. Let's see. Snapshots 8.16, 13. That's very comparable to the Sentinel. Fistful of Arrows, very comparable. Explosive Arrow is actually weaker than the Sentinel. So a lot of the normal powers, when you compare between Blaster and Sentinel, they're pretty similar. It's always the T9 that's different. So it's just weak. Archery just sucks donkey balls. I really want archery to work. Not because I like archery as a theme, because I think it's stupid. You guys have heard my speech on that before, but just because I think every power set should be cool in this game. I just don't understand why this hasn't been buffed. I feel like I'm missing something, like maybe they understand. I asked about this on the forums. Let's see if the forums has anything to say about this. Very fast cooldown for a T9. It does decent damage, especially with a damage proc slotted. It also has huge range, making it very safe to use. And its animation time is fast for a T9. With enough recharge, you should be able to get it on every other enemy group. I have to get in the midst to show you actual numbers. Maybe I can update it when I get into it later. Archery T9 is known for its quick cooldown. It's a ranged T9, so you can fire it safely as opposed to other sets, usually having point-blank AoE. It's actually really good on Corruptor because the T9 can scourge every DOT. Yeah, Assault Rifle is really good because it is a quick recharge and it does a spray cone in front of you. Look at Assault Rifle. Like, if you take a look at Assault Rifle, right, on a Sentinel. Actually, here's what's really funny, guys. So it does 40 points, but it has a 90-second cooldown, which is typical, right? So a lot more damage than the archery. Same cooldown, very fast. But here's the funny thing. If you go to Blaster and you go to Assault Rifle, what do you get for full auto? You get a little bit less damage, but a faster recharge time, only 60 seconds. In other words, it feels... Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong power. 32 seconds with a 1-minute cooldown. Close enough. So, in other words, it feels more Sentinel than a Sentinel. It's giving you a faster T9 that does less damage on a Blaster. So it's really funny. Well, we can look at level 50. Yeah, it's the same difference, right? They just inflate the same way, right? So if you take a look at, let's say we just do the extra work like you're saying here. We go to powers, we go to archery, we go to rain of arrows, right? So we're looking at, this is the Sentinel, rain of arrows, 126. Okay, so 126 for rain of arrows on a level 50 Sentinel, okay? So let's try energy blast, Nova. Level 50, 217. Let's take a look at Fire Blast, Inferno, 235. Let's take a look at Eye Blast, Blizzard, 252 versus 126. And it's all the same cooldown on a Sentinel. It's not like you're getting better cooldown on an archery. I guess we could look at the Blaster. Let's take a look at the Blaster and put it up to 50 and see if that looks more palatable. So if we take a look at Rain of Arrows at level 50, 150, okay, on Rain of Arrows on a Blaster. And it does have... Now, we pointed out before, the Rain of Arrows cooldown is very, very good on a Blaster. 65 seconds is better than a Sentinel. Beam Rifle. Overcharge is 218, which is 60 more. Let's see here. Let's do Electrical Blast, Thunderous Blast. 300 with a 3-minute cooldown. So you have a 3-minute cooldown, twice as much damage, but it's on a very, like a 3 times almost as long cooldown on Thunderous Blast. Okay, so I think when you're looking at the Blaster, it makes more sense, I think. Atomic Blast. is 250 on a 2.5 minute cooldown. Storm Blast, and that's a category. Water Blast. Let's do Geyser. Geyser is 539 points on a 2-minute cooldown. Well, we found our winner, boys. We found our winner. Water just blows them all away. A 2-minute cooldown with 539 points of damage. Archery's 150. I think it was Fire that was 300 or something like that. And Geyser's like, here, hold my beer. Now, there is some DOT aspect to that. But holy cow. What is this special stuff here? Is that defense, special strength to all damage on self? I think that's from the proc effect. Oh my gosh, water's insane, right? But archery, poor archery. It is fast though on archery. I just maybe once you put damage procs and stuff, maybe it catches up a bit. Dual pistols. Oh, let's check out dual pistols. That's a good point. Dual pistols. Let's check out dual pistols. I've been thinking about making a dual pistols blaster. Hail of bullets, 204. So that's above archery by 54 points. We have a very decent recharge, 105 versus 65 seconds. So definitely a longer recharge time. 25-foot radius. I think archery has the best radius, right? Isn't it like 40, I think? It doesn't tell me what the radius is on Rain of Arrows. It's unlimited radius. You can proc Water Blast too. Yeah. Okay, well that's been kind of interesting. So my lesson here is use Rain of Arrows on a blaster, never ever ever on a Sentinel. Just don't do it. It's a bad proposition. There's a couple of powers we've noticed. The assault rifle's another one that's much better on a blaster. Now, mind you, all power or all T9 powers do more damage on a Sentinel or on a blaster with a blaster than they do on a Sentinel, but they usually have longer cooldown timers as well. I love Sentinels because their T9 is faster. Even if it doesn't do as much damage, I'd rather have more frequency than more damage. Arc sizes and the such. Well, I'll have to give it a shot. Okay. What did we say we're going to do now? Maybe some, what did we want to do today? Somebody wanted to see Tanker, right? Does somebody want to see Sonic Tanker, I think? I forget. Somebody said they want to see something. Oh, well, they do get crits, don't they? Oh. You're not wrong, Mark. You're not wrong. You got a point. You got a point. But I still probably wouldn't do it. But yeah, I'd probably pick the blaster version. I like comparing the different powers. Let's go. Should you go? My general rule of thumb is if it has a lot of ranged attacks and no PBAOEs, put it on a blaster. If it's got PBAOE like fire, put it on a Sentinel. That's just a general rule of thumb. My electric lady here is a Sentinel, even though I think the T9 is a ranged attack, but she does have that PBAOE, number one, the one that takes away everyone's stamina, and number two, it has really good synergy with Psychic Armor because of its ability to shut down recharge, or not recharge, but endurance regeneration, whatever it's called, recovery. Oh, did you see they wind in the arc on some of these things too on Melee? Yeah, I talked all about the SG Base Hub on the new patch notes too. Yeah. Okay, guys, tell me. I'm gonna go use the girls' room real quick. I'm drinking a lot of water here. Tell me if there's anything in particular you want me to run while we chit chat about this stuff some more. That could be running in the background and playing while we talk some more. Lots of good things. Lots of good conversation tonight. But let me know if you want to see a Sentinel or that. I can do the Sonic Melee Tanker because the Sonic Melee got an overwork. I don't know. I almost have everything that's been done, but not everything. But if there's something you want to see, let me know. I'll be back in a minute. Yes, I'll be back. But the... You see they made this? Yeah, right. You want to see the size. You know what? It took crits to make the Psy Ice Sentinel good, right? That's what it took. It took crits, but we're there, boys. The Psy Ice Sentinel is now moving to the top of the list. Absolutely. Now that they got crits, boys, it's a done deal. It's a done deal. Oh yeah, let's take a look here. Let's take a look at Leah. Leah Freya. Oh yeah. Everyone's jealous, but Leah Freya, man, she's on top of the meta now. Right? What are you doing, Boo? My cat has just decided to jump in front of the air. Come here. Is it time for cat cam? I think it's time for cat cam, boys. We ready for cat cam? Let's do it. Cat cam time. Do. Cat cam, party time. Excellent. Cat cam. What? What? What is it? What? Cat cam? Cat cam, party time. Excellent. Cat cam. Okay, enough cat cam. Back to work. So the nice thing is now you can take a look at all your powers, and if something's not working out for you as you're leveling up your character and you feel like you should have put an extra slot over here, over there, whatever, you can easily move things around as long as you don't mind, using unslaughters and or throwing away. If it's just an SO or something, I would just throw it away when unslot it. But yeah, if you feel like something's not working out for you, you do you and whatnot. Party time, excellent cat cam. All right. Now, when should you use opportunity or vulnerability, I should say? When should you use vulnerability on your Sentinel? Let's do my Fusion Net. That's one of my favorite ones to do, as you guys know. It's a good one to test a character out. Let's see how the new improved Ice Sentinel handles Fusion Net. Oh yeah. Let's see, what difficulty do I have this on? Hey, we can do ×2 now because we are an awesome Sentinel and nothing could possibly go wrong. We have some good defense. We got Mez resistance. We got moisture absorption. We got Hoarfrost. We got psychic focus. We are good to go, boys and girls. This is going to be the most broken character ever. People aren't even going to know what to do with themselves. Cat cam. All right. Oh, looks like we got some friends over here already. Bye. Oh, here's another friend. We gotta work up our opportunity bar. So why don't you like store more water on Sentinels? It's not that I don't necessarily not like them on Sentinels. It's just I prefer them on blasters because they're ranged power sets, and range power sets like So let me put it this way. I have a lot of alts, right? And I don't want to play the same things twice. Generally speaking, playing water on both a blaster and a sentinel is a little silly because their power sets are so similar to each other. The only difference, obviously, would be in their way their secondaries kind of handle things, but their primaries are very, very similar. So I don't want to have a water in both a sentinel and a blaster. So which one do I pick? For water, I'm going to put down a blaster because range damage. Range. My blasters need to be far away from the action. Fire, on the other hand, has PBAOE in its T9. Plus, it's got fire breath, which tends to be close range. So that feels better on a sentinel because a sentinel can go in there and just be in the middle of it and not risk imminently dying from it all. So that's always nice. But it works well. I mean, if let's say you just don't like blasters, you know, for whatever reason, or you're not doing 500 ults like Phil, there's no reason why you couldn't do water on a sentinel. The only things that are bad on the sentinel, as so far that I've noticed, are archery and assault rifle. Legitimately feel the T9 powers in particular just feel bad on the sentinel because they really don't do a lot of damage for the amount of recharge that it takes. Like, it's so much better on a blaster. I'll put it that way. Like, the blaster will either have the same or less cooldown and do a lot more damage. Usually the trade, like on any T9, the blaster does more. But the trade-off is they have significantly longer recharges on most of those. So Inferno's a great example. My Inferno, I have it on both a blaster and a Sentinel. My Sentinel's Infernos generally won't kill Lieutenants straight out without substantial inspirations or something like that. Whereas on my blaster, it absolutely will. Absolutely will. But the blaster had to wait twice as long for it to pop. You know, so which I'm fine. I'm fine with that trade-off to get it to have it pop more often on Sentinel. I think feels good. I would have dropped fire breath for my blaster too because it means getting close to things. I stopped doing fire on a blaster. I mean, I have one. I have the fire ice blaster. You guys see me play once in a while, but that character is halfway retired. Yeah. With WB water, yeah. No, water blasts work great. Hey, Rising Ape, how are you doing today? How's it going? I wish assault rifle did 120 degrees for its T9. Doesn't assault rifle does a pretty big arc? I have no problems with its arc is pretty wide on assault rifle. I could load up my assault rifle blaster. I love my assault rifle blaster. So this might be a place to apply vulnerability here, because he seems to be pretty resistant to a lot of my psychic powers. Oh, that shredded him. That poor thing shredded him. Now, I thought it was supposed to show, like, something below the other enemies if you were using that on them as well. Let's see here. Water, ice on a Sentinel. Yeah, go for it. If that's what you want to do. Absolutely. I'm running fire, temporal ice, working so far. Made it through a Master Lady Gray. There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, it's 90? Oh, yeah, I guess. I just know it's pretty wide. It gets most things in front of me. I never, like, measured it. I know, like, fire breath is super narrow. Super narrow. Like, I always feel like I don't hit nearly enough with that. But full auto, I haven't had a problem. Yeah, if they want to increase it to 120, though, I'll be happy. The more the merrier, I say. Yeah. Kind of getting a bunch of onesies and twosies. I'm not really getting a big group here together. I'm kind of waiting to get a big group together, and I'm going to try using vulnerability again. But it seems pretty interesting. Most of these groups I'm hitting, they're not chaining. Odd. I almost feel like I'm missing something here. Why would I put vulnerability on him? Okay, there we go. We got a secondary vulnerability target there. Oh, well, that hurt. That's gonna hurt. Whew. Those guys are a little psychic resistant, that's for sure. Let's see. Fire Breath is 30. It feels like it's 10. And it has the longest animation time in the world. Absolutely. Though they changed Fire Breath and Breath of Fire made it to 100. Yes, it does a lot more now on those guys. And do I have fire? No, I have fire. Oh, well, Savage Fire. Fire is secondary on my brute. Yeah, give me one second. I gotta take the cat to the litter pan. Okay, made it back. Whew. Now I wish let me see if I do the damage channel, add tab, damage received. What about healing delivered, pet damage roll, pet combat, pet, damage inflicted. All right. Wow, can you die now? Thank you very much, appreciate it. So I think you can kind of watch, your chat. I'm doing like 43 points. Mental Blast says it does 68 average damage. So those anathemas or whatever might have some resistance, I'm guessing. 43. Now if I put vulnerability on them, I just took them down. And if I put vulnerability on them, it goes up to 50.7. So I'm getting 15% more damage from that. So I think it pays to use your opportunity power, your vulnerability power, if those enemies have any resistance to what you're doing. Which I think a lot of enemies do have, probably, resistances. Particularly if you're fighting a whole group of them. Oh, I didn't even realize my health was so low. Ooh, that was a little close. Almost bit off more than I could chew there. Much better on a Sentinel due to vulnerability power they have. It gets around the resist problem side damage can run into. Yeah, absolutely, Cloud. Now that you can kind of put on multiple people. I'm still not exactly sure how that applies to a group of enemies. But you can see the crits are doing pretty nicely there. Just making mincemeat out these guys. Hey, how's it going, Nerd? There we go. Had a couple misses there. You just built a rad brute. Rad. Very rad. I should probably fight Fusion Net instead of making this a kill-all. I was just having fun playing with the Sentinel crits. Oh, there we go. That gets a whole group of them. Oh, you know, I should have probably rested in between those fights. It's never the sound you want to hear. Ouch. Yeah, I don't have any extra health or anything. We're gonna run away to live to fight another day. No, this is a psychic a psychic ice sentinel. Endurance refill power? What endurance refill power? This moisture absorber I was using, well, you had to be really close to them to use it and get moisture out of them, and that would put me in more danger than I was already in. Well, you can do the Sonic Brute next. Sonic Brute. I don't have a Sonic Brute. It's Sonic Tanker. I have a Sonic Tanker. Is it run back? Well, the way this game works is if you spend even 1 microsecond within range of an enemy, even if their animation takes 12 seconds, it still hits you. You'll be far away by the time it finishes off, but it still counts. Even if you're really close for just a second. Works the other way around too. Even if I got like a long animation, use that sometimes. Why is it bad? No, I don't think it's bad. I let myself run out of endurance. That's a user issue, not an armor issue. You know what else is a user issue? Is keeping your travel power on when you get into a fight. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Oh, come on. Good grief. How about hitting and not missing? Last hit chance, 83%. We have 1 accuracy and everything. Shouldn't be missing too often. I swear this is a bug where they keep putting +1 enemies in these missions. Have my way with these guys here. Byes. Come on, FusionNet. I've had enough of this place. Did she get in? Son of a bitch. What is she gonna aggro the whole dungeon before she goes? You know, I hope they kill her. I hope they kill her. That broad deserves to die. And she's out. Well, no one told you to go tank the whole dungeon, you stupid, silly person. Maybe I could throw a heal on her. Oh, I didn't get on there fast enough. I wonder if I could throw an... Oh, she's dead. Maybe that wouldn't work. Keep FusionNet from getting killed. Too late for that. We already did that. Mission accomplished. See, what's really weird now is we're getting level 20s. It's really weird. It's like at the beginning of dungeons and certain story arcs, they'll just pop in extras. An extra level on enemies. Oh, that was a fun place to run into. Are you guys coming? I guess they're not coming. Did not know you were still alive, Pumpkin. Care how they're alive? Oh, I've had her die plenty of times, Yuki. She likes to rush forward and pull half the dungeon if you let her. Like, you think you're going to sneak by a couple of enemies? No. She'll go, yay! Come here, I am. Come get me, yay! She will absolutely get her butt kicked. Absolutely. That's why I normally hate escort quests in RPGs. Looks a bit like Space Ghost. Space Ghost! I don't have to do anything for her. She dies. It's not a big deal. It's not like they dock your merits or anything. Well, I shouldn't have to do all that. That shouldn't even be a requirement. No one told her to go and attack them. I got into the room without even using stealth. I got into the room without provoking the entire room. It's called don't walk next to the enemies. That's all she had to do. But nope, she saw them. It's like, yay, I'm gonna go kill them. Yay, I'm stupid. Wait, I'm a blonde. Yay. Yeah, no. She can die. I have little remorse. In fact, I have none. It's part of the game. Well, it's also part of the game that I can just let her die and get out of the mission faster and not suffer any penalties. That's part of the game, too. I mean, if we're just going to say it's a video game, and you know, and you have to gamify it, and not think about the RP, then I'm totally going to gamify it and not let her live. She can get herself killed. C'est la vie. Que sera, sera. You walk into a room too fast, the room eats you. It can. It absolutely can eat you if you walk into a room too fast. It ate her. Didn't eat me. I didn't die. I didn't get sent to the hospital. She went to the hospital, I guess. I guess she went to the hospital. Yeah, there's two ways to think about this. You can think of it like, is it an immersive RPG where your decisions and your actions really matter? Or is it a game just to be gamified? If it's a game to be gamified, then let her die is a faster way to finish the mission and get your merit rewards. If it's an RPG that's supposed to be deep and immersive, then she's the most stupid person I've ever met with no sense of self-preservation whatsoever. By the way, there's the new vulnerability in action. Getting you 5 vulnerabilities for the price of 1. Oh, that was a juicy crit right there. Yeah, this Sentinel's just tearing them up now. With crits and improved vulnerability, it's GG. It's both. Probably just dangerous for escort missions. You know, but I only hate escort missions because the AI doesn't hold up its end of the deal. The AI is so stupid. If there's an escort mission where, let's say, FusionNet acts a little bit like a normal player, in other words, normal players don't rush off and go directly into a big, huge-ass group of enemies like that, when the group leader is going nowhere near them, then I wouldn't hate them nearly as much. And the AI, and we all know this, the AI in this game is Very, very bad. That thing will get hung up on the smallest obstacle, get stuck all the time. Heaven forbid you got stealth turned on. They won't follow you then. Oh, yeah. Really enjoying her solo self-found lobby play. That's immersive. Oh, I appreciate that. In fact, maybe we should do another chapter of her tonight since they buffed or they've been working, they made a lot of changes to Storm Blast, which is on that character, Storm Blast Radiation, on the hero. We also have the villain self-fund character that we could do. I'm supposed to find Sans to help me out with this fight first. Did we? Oh, come on, Fusion. Now she's blocking the doorway. You see what I'm talking about, guys? You see what I'm working with here? Whatever. You know what? We're going to be cursed without him, I guess. Sigh. Got through curse without too much of an issue. Now I just need to find Sans. For the year it came out, hey Canyon Light, how are you doing today? I don't really like to look at excuses to why something's bad or not, right? I don't like excuses. Excuses don't excuse anything in my books. The gameplay's either fun or it's not, right? The gameplay either holds up or it doesn't, right? Super Mario 3, Super Metroid, Metroid Prime, those games are all old and they hold up really, really well because they are really, really good gameplay without a whole lot of excuses, you know, going around because there's not a whole lot to excuse. Now, don't get me wrong, City Heroes does a lot of things right, which is why I continue to play it. But if something's bad, something's bad. I don't care if sometimes I hear, oh, Phil, it's because it's an indie developer, you know, they don't have the resource. I don't care. I don't care. There's plenty of indie games that are lots of fun. There's plenty of AAA titles that suck donkey nose hairs, right? No one ever goes, well, those AAA titles, they don't have the flexibility of the little indie guys, so that's why you should just let its lack of originality pass. What? Excuses. No one cares about excuses. My bosses don't care about my excuses when I have them. Nope. Nope. Here's the deal. If you can't create a good follower AI, then don't put escort missions into your game. Don't bite off more than you can chew. If you don't have the capability to do it because it's that time, and I'm telling you what, there were follower AIs better than this back in those days in certain games. But let's just say for argument there isn't, right? Then don't put them in your game. Hey, yeah, it is Homecoming. Yeah. It's scripts. To be fair, you're right. AI is just a faster way to say it, but you're absolutely correct. It's scripts. Absolutely. How you doing, Yamakin? Yeah, it's big patch day on Homecoming. We're celebrating buffs to all kinds of stuff. Lots of buffs. And a couple of nerfs. And lots of buffs. Yeah. Well, if you have children, or if you have a spouse or significant other, whatever it may be, chances are there's a few things about them that frustrate you, and you gripe about them to your best friend, and you might even gripe about it to their face, but you still love them. That's me. I'm an old guy. Call it like I see it. And I can love a game and still grouse about the parts of it that are ugly as dirt. Just doing good? Nice. Well, Yamakin, I hope you'll join us on a game sometime or and whatnot. There's been a lot going on with Homecoming. Got a ton of videos up there. You have 9 kids, so you understand, right? You probably love those little rugrats to death, but boy, some of them have some really bad habits and do some pretty gnarly things, if you were to be honest. Now, I can't speak for your kids, because I was a perfect little angel as a child. I was a gift to parents everywhere, but most kids, you know, have some shortcomings. Now, let me see here. You were talking about the solo self-fund lobby play, Robert. Are you talking about, just to clarify, are you talking about the new one that we made together, or the hero Fallout Queen, or are you talking about the Mirage Monarch, the villain one that we also made as a community? But, or are you talking about both? Trying to remember how to get down to that garage. It's like down over here somewhere. It really helps to have perspective. Where's this darn parking garage at? It's over here. Yeah, Fallout Queen. Yeah, she's pretty cool. We can do another episode of Fallout Queen here. As I teleport myself right into a wall. The closer you are to someone, the more they can get on your nerves. That is true. That is true. Can use solo instances. I played this when it came out. Well, I'm soloing right now on a Sentinel Yamakin. One of the really cool things about Homecoming is that they brought in the Sentinel class, which was being worked on towards the end of the life of the game, but never was officially released. Sentinel has pretty good defenses, but has range attacks like a plaster, which makes it a lot easier for people to play in solo than a blaster. So that helps a lot. You're going to see me kind of do some things to these guys. But this Sentinel right now has 18% smashing and lethal resistances. So if the enemy's hitting me with any sort of smashing or lethal damage, they got an extra 18-19% chance to miss me. And most enemies already have a 50% chance to miss me. So if we can actually watch we can add a tab here for 2 hit rolls, right? And we'll start monitoring those and we can see who's hitting and who's missing. Yeah. So I have 2 long-running videos going on, or what are they called? Playlist for solo self-funded characters. And one is the Mirage Monarch on the villain side, and now we have the Fallout Queen on the hero side. And we read those stories out loud. Those are pure solo characters. One's a Corruptor, and the other one's a Dominator, and they're pure solo characters. They do everything solo. So you can watch those. I have a lot of videos also on how to solo things. I'm a very big solo-y person. I do a lot of solo play. Oh. We seem to have got some unwanted attention here. This has gotten a little bit bigger than I planned, but that's okay. You can die now. Are you still alive? I said die. Did that get him? That got him. And now you're gonna die. Because now we have critical strikes in our Sentinels now, so you're seeing a lot of crits come up there for an extra 40% damage every time it hits. It's very handy like that. You'll have to watch the villain? Yeah. I've got that villain all the way up to 18 or 19 now, and she just made 20 million influence by selling a winter set that she bought with merit rewards. For going rogue with the villain Sentinel in the game while they're still working on the class. Oh, I didn't know that, Pirate Princess. Oh, a little bit of trivia there. I feel like there's a guy like right here. I should probably kill him before he notices I'm around. Let's see if these guys are going to come over here. Hit him with a Psychic Tornado, followed up with a little bit of AoE cone action. Gosh, what do I have to do to get that power to work there? It's kind of an interesting matchup because I think a lot of these guys are resistant to psychic damage. This is not exactly a great matchup for a psychic Sentinel or a psychic anything, really. Oh, fine, you run away. What's your view on using keybinds? You can use keybinds if you want. Knock yourself out. I don't use too many of them, but I do use the 1, 2, and 3 key quite a bit. I'm going to have a fog. Oh gosh, the Labyrinth of Fog. God bless your heart, Tammy. Yeah, I went in there for like 20 minutes with one of my friends and we ran away and we never went back. Yeah. He's a dual pistol. Ooh, a dual pistol Sentinel. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, that's one way to blow him up real good. Where is that? Where is what? The sewer? Ooh. Ooh, that crit almost took his head off right there. Feel the power of Sentinel crits. Alright, we'll take a knee. I'm getting close to the boss here. I think I can just rush to the boss now. I think I've had enough inspiration saved up here. The Labyrinth, I don't remember. I think you have to go to like the Midnighters Club and you press an artifact and or you click on an artifact at the Midnighters Club. And it takes you to the Labyrinth of Fog. It's a super high-end area for people who feel like they don't have enough challenge in their life yet. That the normal, you know, times 8 plus 4 just isn't hard enough for you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Well, where am I supposed to go here? Well, apparently not that way. I'm definitely taking the scenic route to what's-her-name. This map makes no sense to me. Alright, we got a boss to fight here. Ooh. Wish I had more of these. Where's she running away to? Come back here. Great. She's gonna like hide down there. I don't know where she's running away to. I've never had her run away before. Look at her. What, does she think I'm gonna like run over there and get my ass kicked? She's waiting for my buffs to wear off is the problem. Come on, really? What the hell? Her AI is about as smart as the Whew. I was starting to get a little worried there. She literally wore out my inspirations by running away. So all the pre-fight buffing I did was, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I wrote a big comment on a video about keep buying all the skills, but now I felt I was lecturing too much. Sorry. Oh, well, you know. People might read that and be interested in it, so it's always good to write that stuff out, I suppose. And there we go. Yeah, the new Sentinel got past that without too much issue. And she's scared. She was. She heard that the Sentinels got a buff, so she decided to run away. Am I right? So I got up to level 22 on that one. That's enough to get these enhancements up to 25. So now she's going to hit even harder. And she needs to get a couple more levels. This one is Psychic Ice. Psychic Ice. Should we do, we can do this Sonic, I'm gonna level her up. We can do the Sonic Melee Tanker, since that got buffed. Or I could do, we could do Fallout Queen and do another story arc of Fallout Queen. That was the community-made character. Where I read everything out loud. Let's see here. Scramble Thoughts. Leaving them just deals a little sonic damage. Well, wait, how is 168 points a little? That's a lot. That's the biggest attack I would have. How is that a little? Who comes up with this? That's not a little. And yet this one says it does extreme. It's only 120. Granted, it's to everybody, but is it really extreme? Anyway. Glacial armor, crystalline mass, reduces energy, acts as a lens to increase your perception, reduces cold damage, resents defense debuffs. Attacks granting you absorption. I think we're gonna do, I guess we'll try Scramble Thoughts. I want to see what minor scramble damage looks like. Hey, Ladera, how are you doing? Minor psychic damage. Ugh. You know, here's a question, though. Right? If I pull this out of here, what is this? Endurance reduction. Let's do range. Right, range is cheap. All right. I'm gonna get rid of range for a second, right? And let me buy this. Let me buy this recharge thingy here. So, or damage thingy here, right? Oh, what if I buy the range thingy next? We're about to do something for science here. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. So normally I couldn't put extra slots in Scramble Thoughts yet because I just picked it up and I haven't leveled up yet. But it's allowing me to take the slots from Teleport and put it over to Scramble Thought. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Am I the one that can barely hear you? I don't know. It says it's picking up my voice on the microphone. I can turn it up a bit. But it says it can hear my voice. I'm hitting the yellow on the stream thingy. But isn't that interesting? So you can pick up a power and immediately put slots into it from other powers. with the new changes they made. Yeah, so that's very cool. Yeah, more tips we're figuring out right here, right, guys? These are hot tips. Let's do Fallout Queen since they just revamped the storm powers. Now, she's only level 8, so you're not going to see all the storm powers or think she's like level 8. So we're not going to see them all, but she did just get the storm cell, I think it is, which is one of the biggest things that got changed. So there is that. Yeah, but if ever... Oh, Flicker Fuse. Remember Flicker Fuse, guys? Got Flicker Fuse. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank you for what? There's a bit of a delay here, so I wasn't sure which part you're thanking me for. Flicker Fuse? You're thanking me for the Flicker Fuse artwork? Nah, that can't be it. Let's do... Fallout Queen. So this is a... Let me see here. Actually, I think I have a better picture here. Let's do... We'll make sure we have the best picture. There we go. So Fallout Queen was a corruptor made by the community. We did a live stream. Oh, Fallout Queen? Okay, cool. I always like getting positive feedback about the decisions I make. It's very helpful. I'm like a puppy. You pat me on the head, and it makes me happy. You know? So there's that. You just pat me on the head. Okay. All right. We're going to hit a recording button here. So for those of you who are new to the stream or new to my channel, whatever have you, I have a couple of these solo self-funded characters that I have some personal restrictions on. They are completely self-funded. They don't take money from my other characters, and they only solo. And I read everything out loud, and I record it and put it all into a playlist. So you can watch their whole journey. You can put it on the background while you're washing dishes or playing State of Heroes on one monitor, watch me play on another monitor. But I read everything out loud, and it gets a little boring in between. I guess when I'm around killing things, I kind of ramble or talk with people in chat or whatever the case may be. So let's go ahead and do this mission right here. Okay, I'm going to turn that up a little bit more. Okay. Salutations, my name is Phil, aka JCServant. Welcome to another exciting episode of the further adventures of Fallout Queen, the storm radiation corruptor that you guys helped me to make here in the community, and she is ready to go on yet another adventure. Now, you might remember a couple of sessions ago that I posted a whole bunch of enhancements and stuff up there, and you're going to see that a lot of these did sell nowadays. So enhancements on slaughters sold for 500,000 for 5, which means 100,000 each, right? If you try to sell them quick, you might only get 60,000 each for them. That would have only been 300,000, but we got 500,000. And then we have 8 enhancement converters, 520 total. So let me just whip out a calculator and figure out what that is real quick. 520 divided by 8 is 65,000 each. Now, it took a while. It took like probably the better part of a week, but I got 65,000 each for them. So a little patience goes a long way when you're making money using your merit rewards and whatnot. So now this level 8 character, let's take a look at what she has so far, because people are always like, well, Phil, you can't have a lot of money and da-da-da-da. It's like, oh, no, you really can. Let's go to powers, combat attributes. I'm going to monitor her to hit bonus, her last chance to hit, last hit chance. I like to monitor those things. I don't think she has any damage bonuses going on, so I don't need to look at those, but we're going to also keep an eye on her influence. So 13 million right there. Okay, 1.3 million, not 13 million. So that's pretty cool. She's got 1.3 million influence. So let's see here. I don't think she needs to buy anything just yet. She still has 8 reward merits left, which would probably be worth another 1.5 million. So this character, who's level 8, has already 3 million extra influence on top of the things that she's already bought. So I don't see a reveal power on her yet, so I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I also don't see mission teleporter, so I'm going to spend 1 million on that. Maybe. I like mission teleporter. Tell me about your specials. Show me your wares. Temporary powers. She'll have a damage bonus if you get accelerate metabolism. What's accelerate metabolism? Buff pets. Now I want utility. Miscellaneous. We need that reveal power. Reveal power must be ours. I think I can afford the mission teleporter here. It's under travel, I think. Steam jump grants the ability to not only jump in mid-air, great distance to jump if you're jumping. Oh, that's interesting. Radiation power. Oh yeah, that's true. Alright, let me get the mission teleporter right here. Best 1 million you'll ever spend right there. Right now, she doesn't have accelerated metabolism just yet, so that'll come online a little bit later. But we do have the most important power of all, as I pointed out the other day. This radiation infection is just insanely good. So insanely good. You almost don't need any accuracies for most low-level missions while you got a 25 defense debuff on the enemy, and then they have a 25% less chance to hit you. It's like having 25% defense yourself on a corruptor. That's insanely good. I will take it. Okay. We're gonna go on and we're gonna go on and do another mission. What mission are we gonna do today, guys? Does Shauna Stockwell have a mission for us? All right. We'll try to do Shauna Stockwell here. All right. Kings Row is in some serious hurt, Fallout Queen. Ever since Galaxy City got smashed, the refugees have been flocking to Kings Row, hoping that they can return home soon. Unfortunately, a lot of them are out on the street with nowhere to go, and that's made them easy pickings for gangs like the Skulls. I've been keeping tabs on the Skulls for some time with my news site Raw from the Row, and I'm telling you, it looks like we're about to have an epidemic of super adding addicts. If the PVD or someone can't crack down on them, the people of Kings Row need your help. The Superdine Ring. Superdine Ring. Product 1. Part 1. Product placement. Superdine has been on the streets of King Row for years now, Fallout Queen, but with all the refugees flooding into Kings Row after the destruction of Galaxy City, the Skulls have really started to push their product. The number of Superdine-related crimes is escalating, and the PBD don't seem to have enough manpower to put a stop to it. Only so much good can be done by writing about this. It is time someone took action. Will you help me shine a light on the Skulls' activity here in Kings Row? Maybe together we can put a stop to all of this. I'll help put a stop to it. Great. This city is sick, Fallout Queen, and as with any illness, I turn to my good friend Genevieve Sanders over at Crone Memorial Hospital for a diagnosis of the cause. Genevieve has indicated that the hospital's detox wards are reaching maximum occupancy. Serpentine addicts are being brought in off the streets in droves, and from what she said, they're suffering from some pretty extreme states of withdrawal. She said that if I could find a hero to help, then she would have some information for them to act on. Well, I guess that means you're our hero. So, I need to head over and talk to her. Sadly, I don't have travel powers yet. Yeah. I do wonder, what do you guys think would be a good travel power for? Well, I guess flying, when you think about it. She's got storm powers. Storm flies. So, now, for those of you watching on the YouTube video list and stuff, number one, I'm streaming this. I'll be chatting with people on the stream as I play through, and we're just killing time between the dungeons. Number two, they just released a patch which did some major reworking to how Storm Blast works. So one of it is going to actually, the way Storm Cell works, it's on a much faster cooldown now. And they totally reworked how the lightning procs and all that other jazz works. I am not a Storm Blast expert. This is my first Storm Blast character. So I couldn't tell you, just how much better it is. I think the overall reception that I have seen from the forums is that this is overall a very good change. So I think most people have been pretty happy with it already, and are going to continue to be pretty happy with it. I know there was some things they definitely tried, like when I was on, I do play around with the beta server here and there, and I know they were working with a storm cell that would move with you and everything else. Let's read this. Violet Queen, Shauna called me to tell me you're on your way. Thanks for agreeing to help out. More serpentine addicts are showing up to the hospital every day, and they're in a bad shape. From what I've gathered, the skulls are forcibly addicting people to the drug. Violet Queen, a lot of these people lost everything in Galaxy City. They've turned to theft and their savory acts in order to pay for their next fix. Eventually, they either end up arrested here or in the morgue. Sorry, it's so frustrating. You came here for information in order to solve the problem, not to listen to me go on about it. According to some of my recovering patients, the skulls have a drug den in the Industrial Avenue. People go there to buy their serpentine. If you can hit the skulls on the streets hard enough, they might just spill the beans on who's running the show and exactly where the drug den is located. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna give this a shot and see how well this works. Now, I don't normally need to put down a storm cell for one guy by himself, so I'm probably not going to do that. Yeah, I am going to radiate him. See how well he hits me here with radiation. So he has only a 27% chance to hit me right now with radiation. Now it's 17%. I could just sit here all day. This is great. It's like the best power ever. And I have a 95% chance to hit, even though my hit bonus is only 84%. That's lovely. He brings a tear to my eye. Now here we got a whole big group of these guys and their skulls, so they qualify. We're going to put a storm cell over them. Oh, he just got hit with a lightning bolt. That was pretty funny. So now the storm cell's already recharged again. It's very quick recharge. I think they want a storm cell. Everybody's a winner with storm cell. Yeah, I'm gonna blow them off the top of their little wall there. Whee! I didn't blow them off the top. That's a shame. Oh, he just, oh goodness, he just got hit by a lightning bolt. Oh, there he goes. Oh. My only complaint is these storm powers feel so muted. I'm not super sure why. Let me just check my sound options really quick here. Audio. I mean, could turn up the sound effects volumes to 100%. See if that helps a titch. Do we have some skulls here? Oh, good, we have some skulls here. Oh, there's a skull right behind me. How quaint. Okay, I think that's all of them. Pay Toothbreaker Jones a visit in King's Row. And we're gonna run on over there. Right, Rob? Right. I hope you guys are having fun during Big Patch Day. If you're playing something specific because of the patch or planning to create something because of the patch, I'd like for you to mention it in the chat channel and we'll share it with everybody for this video in between the mission. In the meantime, I'm going to read what they say. Look at this one now. What a weirdo. Oh man, it's Fallout Queen. I'm out of here. Come on, man. Just loan me a little bit. I'll kick you back next time. Just one more fix and I'm done with this stuff. What you got to trade? Yeah, like that lightning is just like psh, psh. It's not really crack. So I gotta look at my mods. I might have a mod conflict. Oh. Do you have bosses on? No, but I'm only playing at ×1, so it wouldn't really matter anyways at this point. Bosses really kick in if you're doing ×2 or higher. Want to create a Sentinel, just not sure what. Have you tried Fire Bio Sentinel? It's the bomb. Or if you're going to solo a lot, consider Energy Blast. It's so much fun just knocking things around while you're blowing them sky high. You're a Sentinel, you don't mind if they get knocked a fair distance back. Spines Brute for me, yeah, they're doing a lot of good things with Spines, right? So I'm kind of interested to check out my Spines tanker. Negro Marine Mastermind is what I made, and I'm playing it. Oh, nice, nice. Though Marines did get a bit of a nerf, but it's still super good, I think. Yeah. She's like, screw this shiz. I'm not sticking around in any storm. I'll look at mids. Yeah, that's the one that I did a video of me playing a Fire Bio Sentinel at ×4+4. And that's without expensive sets. I'd imagine with the expensive sets she could probably do more. Especially now the crits are online, because that was before crits. So the character is quite capable of some heavy lifting. Yeah, I was clapping a bit at the critics because I think what makes me a bit cranky, and I think people, maybe they do this because they know it jerks my chain a little bit, is people assuming that because I do a bunch of low-level characters and low-level content, all this jazz, that I've never done the high-end stuff. Because clearly, if I had done it, I would love it, right? If I had done the eye trials with a bunch of people, I would just, there was no way you couldn't. It's just so the only logical explanation is that I'm fibbing and that I've never actually, you know, done it or liked it or whatever the case may be, which is just silly. It's just silly. And I kept hearing, oh, well, you know, you talk about this and this and this, but you've never done. Look, I'll be the first person to tell you guys if I don't want to do something or I have never done something, whatever. I don't care. I really don't. I've not done the Labyrinth of Fog, okay? The Labyrinth of Fog. I've never done 4-star content. I've never done 1-star content, right? There's plenty of things I haven't done. But the in-game stuff, just like you're talking about, like, you know, things like the task forces, like a Lady Grey or something or other, or some times 4 with a group, whatever. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Have I pushed a build before? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Why not? You know, whatever that means to you. Now, some people will say my experience is invalid because I didn't do times 7, because that's, you know, it's the new +4, right? It's +7, I should say, not times 7. That guy did not want to die. You know, everyone's got their opinions, but I just wanted to just kind of show a couple of people. Yes, number 1, yes, I've done it. Number 2, show you guys how good the fire bio Sentinel is. I definitely had people who were like, oh, Sentinels aren't that great. And again, this is before the big buff that just came out, right? Spines is really good now. Yeah, I need to pull up my Spines Brute, or a Tanker after this. I don't have a Brute, but I have a Tanker. And you know, Tankers really get the better advantage out of AoEs and stuff, and Spines is a little known for having some decent AoE, right? Yeah, being overly critical. The thing is, a lot of these guys who are critics don't seem to understand. I've got people on my Discord server that absolutely just do high-end stuff. In fact, the you know, talk about, for example, the regeneration ice melee scrapper that I have. That's from a friend who pretty much pushes his builds to 8 times 4 all the time, times 8 plus 4, and he said that was the only scrapper that he could get that could reliably beat 8 times 4. And I was interested in doing something with regen, so that is what interested me in that, and he sent me some details about the build, and now I'm playing it. So I'm happy to talk with people who want to do higher level stuff. I'm not going to go on and do any big group content anytime soon or anything like that. That's not my jam. But I'm happy just to discuss, and what you like and you don't like, what worked for you, what don't work for you, because it might be what I'm looking for to make my next, you know, piece of content. You never know. And that mission's done. Yeah. Gotta jump around a lot for Spines AoE. Oh, why do you have to jump around a lot? Is it a bunch of cones? Alright, so let's call her back up. Wow, that's going to make an amazing story. Fallout Queen takes down Serpentine Den and busts the leader, saves innocents from the Skulls. Unfortunately, Jones is just one of several pushers in the area. Taking him down put a dent in the Skulls' profit margins. But I have a feeling that now that you've pushed the Skulls, they're going to want to shove back. Watch yourself out there. They'll be gunning for you. The Serpentine Ring. Part 2. Push comes to shove. You mentioned that Jones was talking to somebody on the phone about a shipment. I've heard about the Skulls expecting a big shipment from one of my sources. I'm going to talk to her and see if I can get some more details. In the meantime, Genevieve called. She says that she has some information about where some more of the Serpentine dens could be located. Okay, talk to your source. I'll handle the Skulls. The Skulls are cold-blooded killers, Fallout Queen. Remember that when you're dealing with them. They are more than just nihilists. They actually believe that they can conquer death by becoming one with it. Okay, so now we gotta talk to Genevieve again, because nothing is more fun than running back and forth between contacts. Let's see here. I think it's easy to get fixed on Leap Play and forget the fun of the simple stuff. Right? I also think that they don't understand that playing low-level characters, particularly some of the less optimized solo characters, whether it's tankers or corruptors or, heaven forbid, defenders at low levels, controllers, is fun and challenging in a different way. Hey, Scam, how are you doing today? Spines has several cones and some are PBAOE attacks. If you want a challenge, put a boss on. It's good for this arc. I don't know if I'll put bosses on. My patients have been coming in from
My patients have been coming in from all over Kings Row, and their stories of where they got their serpentine is almost never the same. The police are certain that the Skulls are just moving their dealer around, but I think it's a combination of that and a number of different pushers setting up shop. One of my patients was at one of those drug dens today. He gave me the address. Genevieve hands you a slip of paper with the address written down. I've already informed the PBD, but I doubt they'll check it out anytime soon, and I'm afraid that the Skulls will have picked up and left by then. Fella Queen, if we don't start shutting these places down quickly, then there will be more people addicted to serpentine than the hospital can handle. The evening news will have a field day if they see addicts lined up on the sidewalks outside. So, we have to shut down another nasty ring. On challenges. This is not exactly a super challenging character either. Right? We're talking like a level 8 corruptor. She doesn't exactly exude a lot of solo boss confidence in me. But I tell you what, I will put it on here, and if I die, it's all your fault. Well, I'll say solo bosses, yes, but I don't think it does anything when you're playing solo. We'll see. Unless you set it to ×2. If you set it to ×2, you'll have bosses all over the place with that turned on. Normally you get lieutenants if you ×2 by yourself. Let me email this res to myself because I don't really like to have reses taking up inventory space in my inspirations. Alright. So, let's see what we got here. Arrest all Skulls. So this is a kill-all. Alrighty. Well, hopefully it's not too big of a kill-all. Oh, I have the reveal power now. Let's pop that bad boy back in. Somewhere. Right there. Alright. Where are all the Skulls? Oh, noes. The bottom of this box is wet and has a telltale stink of serpentine. Perhaps it was used to store and move serpentine ampoules, and one of them broke. You begin studying the whiteboard. The whiteboard appears to be partially erased, but the title remains Dying Sales. It appears to have been accidentally written in permanent marker. The Skulls are recording their sales here, but those figures are all gone now. I know I heard a glowy. There it is. What in the... You find out that reads, "This is where you die." It's a trap! Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come back here, boys. Come into my trap. I didn't say you'd get up in my face. Get back. Get back, I say. Ooh. Huh? That guy ran right into that. I love lightning bolts. It's most satisfying.
Anybody else want to run into my storm? No? Are we all done? Should I just... Oh, here we go. One more. That storm cell is now worth casting as its own separate power. It comes back really fast. So there's no reason not to spam it. Everyone's a winner with Storm. He's a winner with Storm. She's a winner with Storm. Everyone's a winner with Storm, really. Yeah, it is super fun. Like I said, the sounds are kind of muted. I gotta check my mods. I think that's a mod issue on my end. But I'm used to it sounding a little bit more epic. But Storm has always looked fun, and now it feels smoother with that faster Storm cell action going on here. So you can stick a Storm right in there. Oh, he is a boss. We'll get going now. You got me a boss. I hope you're happy. I hope your life is feeling fulfilled. Oh, there's two bosses at the same time. Oh, that is not nice at all. That is the opposite of nice. Oh, the lightning bolt likes the boss though, so that's good. The thing is, the radiation thing is so overpowered that it is doing quite a bit of heavy lifting here. Look at that, they're not touching me. Oh my gosh, they wish they could touch me. Let's take a look here. So for most of these enemies, you're getting 15 XP, 10 influence. They were 200, yeah, because they're a boss. Lieutenants are 48. So usually bosses are like 10 times or so as much as a minion. You just want to see me die. That isn't immersive if the hero dies. I can't believe Genevieve would have set you up. But still, you better find out how the Skulls knew you were coming. Genevieve might be able to shed some light on that. Well, should we really be going to her if just saying, oh. What do we have to do? Talk to Genevieve again. Okay. Let's find out what she's doing. Violet Queen, what happened? The Skulls knew we were coming, but how? Oh no, you don't think that I... No, someone at the hospital must be feeding the Skulls information. But why would anyone here want to help them? I'll be a lot more careful with who I tell what about the cops and the local heroes. Violet Queen, I really need your help. My source has gone missing. The Serpentine Ring. Part 3, marked for death. Her name is Emily Rodriguez. According to their relatives, she didn't show up to work today. I talked to Emily's cousin, and he said that he's certain the Skulls kidnapped her. Says the cops won't do anything about a missing persons case for 24 hours unless there's some evidence of wrongdoing, and they just don't have any evidence. I told him that you could help. Where do we start looking? There's a beat cop who works the Gish by the name of Vic Johannesson. He knows the Gish like the back of his hand. Tell him I sent you, and he'll drop everything to help you find Emily. The Skulls are worthless killers. I don't know how long Emily has. If they're ruthless killers, they probably have already killed her. Have you thought of that? And you're wasting my time. Heroes die all the time? Oh no. Do they? I guess they do in the comics. They die and resurrect all the time, right? That's one of the reasons I stopped reading comics, is death has no consequence.
Hey, not too close, okay? You hero types are all good in my book, but I don't need another reason for these skull gangbangers behind me for some sort of initiation kill or badge of honor. I got a wife or kids. Stockwell told me you're one of the good cops. Was she wrong? Shauna sent you? She's like a little sister to me. Ah, yeah, right. I'm your man. What's the situation? Fill him in. Huh, that's too bad. But I think I know what the Skulls are planning, Fallout Queen. Word from the streets, the Skulls have got some sort of indoctrination ceremony that's going down tonight. But we've got neither the clues nor the manpower necessary to go hunting for it. Vic puts his hand on his badge and traces a star. He looks down, apparently unaware that he was doing it, and looks up at you, his eyes steeled. Emily, can't wait for us to get better information. My shift's about over. We'll hit the streets and find her together. Let's get moving. Let's get dangerous. Find Emily Rodriguez. Save Emily Rodriguez. After hours of patrolling, you follow some skulls to the abandoned King's Garment Works on the west side of town. Vic takes up position outside while you head inside to save Emily Rodriguez. Well. Meanwhile, further inside the hall of just the abandoned King's Garment Works. Misery. Finish things here without me. Shipment arrived early. I must go. Yes, Chernobog, but... What's the matter? As a Lord of Death, you alone can choose the first death to begin tonight's ceremony. Kill girl first. Show new recruits what happens if they talk to wrong people. My pleasure. Oh, epic cutscenes here from City of Heroes, right? Am I right? So epic. It's a radiation storm. Yeah. Got some radiation down there. I say get back. One of my favorite characters, and there's a video up on this in my character spotlight section, is Aquaforce. She is water blast storm summoning, and she has all these storms to call on just to mess with people. It's a lot of fun. They were epic when the game came out. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, we had voice cutscenes back then in the day, but they didn't bother with it here, sadly. And we also had some better writing in games like Planescape Torment and Final Fantasy and stuff like that. But, you know, it's an MMO, so I guess we're not supposed to have expectations for that stuff. But I hear Lord of the Rings has done pretty good storytelling, at least from what I've heard. I don't know how true that is. Aqua Teen Hunger Force? No, no, no. She's totally different.
Now this gets to be sensory overload here with all these people here. Oh, that hurt him more than it hurt me. This is my first MO. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, here's the thing. There's no excuse for bad writing, really. There's no excuse I'll accept in a video game for bad writing. Because good books have been a thing since the Stone Ages, right? Like, there's lots and lots of good books. So it's not hard to get a good writer on board to write really good stuff for your game. And Planescape Torment is one example of that. Not too shabby there. Just eat a bunch of inspirations and you too can blast through any boss. Oh, thank the stars that Emily is alive and well. I heard Juan Jimenez got himself mixed up in this as well. I guess in hindsight, that's a good thing. It turns out he got a picture of the Skull's leader and pocketed his memory card before they trashed his camera. Juan sent me a copy of the picture, and trust me, this is big news. The Serpentine Ring. Finale. Death by the truckload. That guy that Juan snapped a photo of is one of the Lords of Death. Dude goes by the name of Chernobog. I looked his name up online. Apparently it's the name of some Slavic god of darkness or something. Real cheery dude. Anyway, according to Emily and Juan, Chernobog left right before you arrived because the shipment we've been hearing about came in early. Fallout Queen, Emily told me this shipment is a truckload of serpentine. If it gets into the streets, King's Row will be flooded with the stuff. If only we knew where the shipment was being delivered to, we could put a stop to this. Damn, we were this close to stopping that shipment and taking out one of the leaders. 10-1 says that Anderson Construction is hosting the delivery. Anderson Construction? But why would they? Her eyes light up as she connects the dots. That's why all those workers were rounded up by the Skulls to be killed in their ceremony. They all worked at the Anderson Construction warehouse here in Kings Row. With them gone missing, that warehouse would be empty during the delivery. Fallout Queen, you're brilliant. We've got to hurry and bust that delivery before it's too late. What if Serpentine hits the streets? There will be no way to stop it. You may want to bring some help. If Chernobog is really there, the place will be crawling with skulls. Now, this is something you see quite a lot, especially on the villain side, where they're like, make sure you bring help because this one's going to be really tough. Don't try to solo this. Don't do this at home, kid. You'll hurt yourself. You get those warnings quite often. Voice acting, I think, in a video game definitely helps a bit. If I'm going to listen to a mediocre story, give me the voice acted mediocre story over the one that I have to read to myself and make up voices for. But if I'm going to make up voices for it, at least make it good. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, another really well-written series that didn't have too much voice acting. Go over the eyes, boo. Guess that was kind of the extent of some of that. It's a possible AV fight. Oh, I know it's an AV fight. But we're not doing solo AVs, so we don't have to worry too much about that. It'll be downgraded to an elite boss at most. I didn't say you guys could touch me. Fun thing to do is to run to the other side of your storm cell. That never gets old. Oh, it's a pretty crowded place here, isn't it? We're just gonna sneak to the main room, I think. Oh, hello, nurse. Oh, that hurt. Now, I've got this heal I hardly ever use. Her speech in a video game was like, whoa, right? Remember when it first came out? I was like, whoa. I'm okay with written text as long as it's good and it doesn't feel like it's wasting my time. Keep moving those containers. We haven't got all night. Fallout Queen. My brother, he tells me not to hunt you. He tells me killing you, that would be bad for business. That ain't the right time. Maybe that's true. Maybe. Unfortunately for you, I've never had a good mind for business. Oh, epic music has started. I got three endurance inspirations I probably don't need. To really use, I don't know, any sort of defensive inspiration would be nice, but all right, well, let's bake our cake with what we got and hope for the best, right? We're definitely going to slap that on him if we can. That radiation is just killer good. Oh my gosh, I have had troubles with him with Sentinels on the occasion, and the radiation is just like, yeah, 25% miss chance, extra miss chance. If we take a look at the hit rolls here, he had only a 43% chance to hit me. And if I can get, like, what is it called? Weave or whatever? That'll increase my defense, which goes right against hit chance. I should make it even harder for bosses to hit me. Yeah, a big markup for mods. Yeah, Wing Commander 2 speech pack sold separately is like an extra, yeah, disc. I'm so old. We're old. I feel like if you're tuning into this, you're probably not under 50 years old, let's be honest. All right, speak up in the chat if you're under 50 years old. Raise your hand. Be honest now. Ooh, that is level 10, boys and girls. I can't believe it. You did it. You stopped the Serpentine shipment and arrested one of the Lords of Death. Fallout Queen. I don't know how I or anyone in King's Row could ever thank you. I mean, the Skulls are going to be looking for some payback. I don't know if I could ever live knowing that I was being hunted, but I guess that's what makes you a hero, huh? Hey, I've got an email from a guy who claims to be Eagle Eye of the Regulators, the supergroup who cracked down on drugs throughout the 1980s. Anyways, he said he wanted to meet you, so I told him I put you two in contact with each other, if you're interested. Be introduced to a new contact. You've chosen to meet with Eagle Eye in King's Row, a former member of the Venerable Regulators. Eagle Eye has come out of retirement to help combat the Skulls and their Serpentine dealing in King's Row. Okay. Oh, great. Does anybody remember what her name was? I should have wrote that down. What was her name? Oh, it would be my inactive contacts. Haha. Shauna Stockwell. Okay, I'll remember that. Anyways, not a bad story arc there. We got from level 8 to 10. So that means... Actually, that means I can go and Oh, I don't know why I didn't take the long-range teleport there. At least I got an interesting teleport sound going on. Oh, yeah. 53, 54. Oh, Flea is the youngin' here. Look at you. A chipper 43 years old. You're a young spring chicken. You kids. You kids and your toys. Yeah, looks so young. It's a little oil valet, some hair coloring for men, some hair plugs. It all, you know, got to keep up appearances, right? All right, let's go ahead and sell. I don't no longer need this reduced, recharged, and storm cell. What does it take? It takes all kinds of stuff and change rechance, enhanced snack bar, damage. It does some pretty good damage, so I'm gonna put another damage in it. Jet stream is what's pushing them back. Radiation affection is foe to hit debuffs. We can enhance it with more to hit debuffs. Yes, please. Like, this is so sick. This is so sad. I just, oh my gosh, they make it too easy sometimes. What else do I want? Storm cell for some more damage, I suppose. Train up to the next level. What do we have? Intensify greatly. Not greatly, it's only 42%. Oh, plus 20% to lightning probabilities for 10 seconds. That's cute. We have, we got the accelerate metabolism, which is 20 strength. Now, accelerate metabolism has a 7-minute cooldown. This is why I didn't pick this last time. That 7-minute cooldown looks very, very intimidating, but it does last for 2 minutes, so it gives you a lot of resistances to several mezzes. It gives you a 30% recharge to recharge bonus for 2 minutes, so that's nice. That'll shave off some of that 10 minutes. Yeah. Second best radiation power. Well, we'll give an innervating field is minus 20% strength to all damage and resistance on targets. That's a little bit less interesting to me just because they aren't hitting me a whole lot, so sapping away their strength isn't as big as a benefit as it might be normally. And lowering their resistances is always a good idea, of course. But we'll give this a shot. Because you guys told me to. This is a community character. Now again, what's really, really cool about this, right? If we go to our enhancements now, I just picked this up. I don't have any slots in it, but I could absolutely put a second slot in here for recharge to have it, you know, by pulling it from something else. So I could totally, you know, do that. Well, I wasn't saying I was never going to pick it up. I just didn't know if I should really pick it up this early. I don't. 7-minute cooldown's pretty intimidating. But we're doing it for you guys. Recharge, 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 recharge. It's a great costume design. Thanks, Jeffrey. This character was chosen and designed by the community. We did a community vote off to pick her powers, to pick her gender, to pick everything about the character, like all the high level stuff. And then we did a live stream. You can catch it somewhere in the archives. It was like last week, I think it was. No, it was last Friday. We did a big 1,000 subscriber celebration. And we basically, I asked the chat to help me pick out every single costume piece, pretty much, is what we did, and skin color and all that. So, yeah, once we saw it just kind of came together. Once we saw certain things, we're like, nope, gotta have that, nope, gotta have that, gotta have that. All right, so check it out. What we can do now, because of the new rules, by the way, guys, look at this. Normally, this could only have one reduction on it, because I just picked it up, but I can stick a second one on it and steal it from a power, and it'll just pull it from another power that I haven't slotted yet. How cool is that? So now we're what, down to 4-minute cooldown? Not too shabby. And then the fact that it's basically self-buffing itself, right? Means that it'll be under 4 minutes, 3 minutes and 30 seconds right now. So it's up half of the time. It's not the worst thing in the world. And while it's up, it's reducing all your other recharges, so... let me grab a damage. Do I want to grab another recharge? If I put a third recharge reduction in there... How much more would that shave off? Another 30 seconds or so, I think. Oh, well, thanks, Rob. I hope they help. I could take it from Jetstream. I don't need Jetstream to proc that much. Take out this recharge over here. That'll make a free slot in there. I'm going to take that out of there as well. So we're doing a little minor respec here. We're going to take away this slot from Jetstream. We're going to put a damage and storm cell. We're going to put another recharge down over here. I'm going to put it to hit debuff over there. So I need a damage and a recharge. And a to hit debuff. Oh, does it not take to hit debuffs? Was it enhanced to hit debuffs? Did I not get... Oh, I got it to hit debuff. Not to be confused with... to hit debuff. Buy that one, Phil. They look the same. Oh, that's just beautiful. That brings a tear to my eye. Endurance modification for stamina. And then I need another recharge reduction. Recharge. And we'll put that into accelerate metabolism, right? Yeah. So now we're down to 3 minutes, 36 seconds. This looks pretty tight for a character there. Mandates possible respecs. I don't know if I respec your Sentinels because of the changes. It mostly increases their DPS, right? But it does it in a way that doesn't push caps, right? So you don't have to respec your level 50 because now all of a sudden, you know, like brutes need to respec because brutes, they change the scaling of their defenses and resistances. So you're probably wasting cap at this point, or you're probably wasting enhancements. You probably need to respec and look at or change out some set bonuses and remids those. With Sentinels, you're just doing more damage because it's crits. It's a crit chance that's added on top of everything else. So you know, you shouldn't need to respec. Okay, let me spend some... That was a whopping 6 merits there. I'm going to make some more money on this character real quick. We're going to do our trick again where we go in and we buy some more... We buy some things here from the machine. Oops. I think... We can buy some onslaughters, or we can buy converters. Oh, let's go for onslaughters. Or what about boosters? How are boosters doing? Ooh, got some good booster action going on there. Let's try selling a booster, shall we? Selling a booster. I just like having at least $1 million in my bank account. Oops. Salvage. Enhancement booster. There we go. That guy's all posted. Alrighty. Patch day is always fun. I know it's like Christmas comes early. You know, back when I was a kid,
I used to look forward to opening a presents underneath the tree and stuff, right? Christmas is always exciting. Now it's patch day. Patch day is exciting. For those of you watching the videos on YouTube here, this is the end of this particular story arc. Actually, I can't remember her name. I need to look at her name again. This is the end of Shauna Stockwell's story arc. We got our character up to level 10. We'll have more in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may God bless you. Alright, and that's the end of that particular recording. Let me save the file name for that video recording so I don't forget it. This is Fallout Queen, level 8 through 10, and it's Shauna Stockwell. I see Mr. Wandering here.
Hello.
Another fun day of wandering dice. Happy patch day.
Yeah, lots of notes.
Right? Ugh. So, what else? No way you're over 50. My beard is fully gray. I'm telling you, hair coloring for men goes a long way, Rob. I'm telling you, helps you look young and spry again. All right, so what do we want to do now? We could do a Mirage Monarch story arc. We could do the Sonic Tanker. Sonic Melee Tanker, show some of him off and some of those changes. Really can't really show the brute changes. They're just more tanky. I don't know what else to tell you. I could do a Spines Tanker and see how the Spines feels. Good morning, greetings. How you doing? How's it going?
Spines probably feel sharp.
And they're feeling super sharp now they've been buffed, so now they're sharper. They're 22.5% sharper than before.
Some used to have like a slow effect. Did that get enhanced any?
I don't know about the slow effect. I don't think so. I don't remember reading that one out loud. Oh, but play with all your Sentinels, Mark. Yeah, you're going to play with them and have a lot of fun with them because they are definitely... That Sentinels, man. Whoo! I can feel the difference. Like, sometimes you'll see a patch and you're like, whoa, you got a 2% increase in whatever. And like, okay, I'm never going to feel that. But you will feel the Sentinel difference. So show off my knowledge on that as well. Yeah, I got this one when I was talking about tankers and trying to make good builds and stuff that could solo well. Somebody had mentioned the ice and spines together. So I created this little guy here. Tiny Tank. Okay, this isn't probably the most original name in the world, but he is all spinesy and everything else. I don't even know what half his stuff... Why is his powers up there? Wait. Frozen ice. Oh, that's his aura. That's why that's up there. And that's an aura. Well, he's got lots of, I'm sure, endurance heavy auras. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the endurance is going to hurt quite a bit. What would you pair with spines on a brute? I don't know. I'm doing ice on a tanker here. Maybe ice is a good pairing.
Yeah. So it shreds on a brute. Let's see how it does on a tanker, right? So let's see here. Let's go and get into some trouble here. Do I have we'll go and get some trouble. See if I have an alignment mission here. Let's go be a villain. Let me check my enhancements real quick. Looking pretty good. Remember, guys, we found out it's much easier now to switch around your enhancements. And the slots. You don't have to respec now to switch around your slots anymore. So don't forget, guys. You can do that. Take advantage of that as you're working through your builds. Put the team size on ×3. My other tanker's at a ×3, so let's see if it works here. Or will this little guy be biting off him? This little frozen nugget. I want to call him Frozen Nugget. Will the Frozen Nugget bite off more than he could chew? Yeah, just keep in mind they still may be nerfing bio armor here soon. There was a couple of people who were a little surprised it wasn't in this patch because it was on the test server. Ooh, the big cave. I like the big cave. Did I not get... reveal on him? Of course not. That'd be too easy. Oh, I was thinking for solo. Yeah. Disappointing to hear. Yeah, well, you know, occasionally things are a little too good and become super meta and you have to... They don't nerf too often, but every once in a while they do, and it's a little understandable. He just growled at him? I think he just growled at him. He's just a little growling nugget. Yeah. Growl look good. Pick based on looks. That's what's important. You know, I don't think you can really build a bad brute, a bad solo brute. There's brutes that are just really good and brutes that are great. That's about the difference, right? Whereas with a tanker, if you're building a solo tanker, if you don't build a tanker with some decent AoE and auras, you're going to be getting through things so slowly, you're going to wish you could pull out your eyelids. You're going to want to reroll that character. Everything on the A tier of my soul list is something that there's almost no bad builds. There are good builds and then there are great builds, but they can all do pretty well, you know, on solo. Oh, okay. He's not doing too shabby. Little frozen nugget's not doing too bad here, guys. A frozen nugget's holding his own. Oh, we have a picture for Tiny Tank as well. I almost forgot to change the picture. Right? There we go. See, Tiny Tank has a picture too. Never let it be said we don't have some nice little tiny guys in my group. Come with me over to here. We want everyone to be together. Oh, that actually hurt. Oh, he has an energy absorption. So his endurance hasn't been half bad, actually. Uh-oh. You know, what is bad is... Oh, what's bad is him getting sent to the hospital. Oh, noes. It happened so quick, I don't even know what happened. Did he get defense debuffed, or just a bunch of bad luck? Poor Nuggy. Tankers aren't supposed to, you know, aren't supposed to die. I have so many tanks on my other account because I have one theme character I so desperately wanted, but she just did not work. Such a slogfest. Uh-oh. Give me more details, Ladera. Oh, I got Brutes. Brutes is my highest melee character. My Savage Fire Brute is the highest level. They're mostly, well, depends. By bad, do you mean changes I don't agree with, or nerfs? Because those are two different things, right? Because I don't view all nerfs as bad, and I don't view all buffs as good. All right, little chicken Nuggy's got to be a little more careful. Apparently he's a little more squishy for a little tanky guy than I thought. He's actually living in embarrassment that these guys took him down. Ouch, it already hurts. Let's see. Yeah, something you don't think is a good direction or just a misstep. So overall, I think everything I've seen there is pretty much in a good direction. I probably am in agreement with people about oh, Ladera I've never played. Okay, not me. Okay, cool. I don't think Brutes needed another buff. Now, I don't know how the upper echelon plays and when you get into +7 and 4-star and stuff like that. I have no clue about their end of things. When it comes to playing characters up through 50, doing story content and being able to handle +2, +3, +4, which is the way I judge most of my solo characters by. Not necessarily ×8 +4, but just like normal progression of +1, 2, 3 as you get up to 50 and set bonuses and stuff. I've never had a problem with Brutes. Brutes has always been an A+ category for me. And in fact, it's my second place behind Masterminds in terms of soloing. They've always been a great solo character, and they've also worked well on any team that they're brought on. There's no reason not to bring a Brute. So I'm not really sure that they really needed, a significant buff. I don't think it's the end of the world, but I do agree with some of y'all's sentiments on here that it does erode some of the tank's niche. It doesn't obviously cross into it. The tank still has a pretty significant lead on defense and overall tankiness. But, yeah, it does kind of encroach on that a little bit more. So I'm not super sure what the motivation was behind that. Now, I don't think it's going to break the game or anything, but what's really funny is poor defenders, solo defenders over there can't catch a break. And I did some research, and I think I finally figured out why solo defenders suck so hard. It's because their damage is much lower than I even thought it was. As we were looking at some powers, and it's kind of like their powers are like half of that. Their damage from their damaging powers, there's like half of that. It's Corruptors. I mean, I knew it was under Corruptor. I just had no idea it was half. And so the problem is when they solo, they get a 30% bonus, which may make you think, oh, well, that brings them up to 80%. But no, that's not the way math works. It's 30% in solo up to 50%, which is 15%, which brings them up to 65% of Corruptors. 65%. And I'm like, ooh, that's why it's so hard to solo with these things. Now, if I put on another 20% from Leadership Assault, again, that's 20% plus 30% is 50%. So they're now up to 75% of Corruptors with those two things turned on. And that costs Endurance, by the way, to keep Assault turned on. So, yeah. Anger management character. Rage and PvP can snipe someone, have them up away. Well, there you go. You know, I would normally grab that group over there, but maybe I need to take care of this guy by himself first. You can tell this is a tanker because it's going to take like 5 hits to kill a minion. Let's see, melee damage. Hitting this power will invigorate you, increase your potency, your poison damage over time. Oh, okay. Well, good to know. Alright. Alright, this could be a little iffy here. Ooh, that was a little ugly. And I ended up getting like 2 awakens out of this. Really? I couldn't get like more heals? No, I get awakens. I thought ice was endurance heavy. You know, so far it's not really been that endurance heavy. Plus I do have energy absorption, I believe. I need to remember to use energy absorption a little more often here. Let's see, plus endurance, minus foe endurance. Oh, I just threw something at him. Oh gosh, I need to use that more often. That'll help me be a little more tanky if I actually turn that on. Oh, it didn't last very long though. Unless he hit me with a defense debuff. Are these guys hitting me with defense debuff? They are, aren't they? No wonder I'm so squishy. These are defense debuff guys. Son of a gun. Lovely. Do I have a power that deals with that? Yeah, probably this glacial armor that I don't have online yet. Son of a bijwacker. I hit my armor class armor brute so far. I can't run all the toggles and run to be effective. So I think toggles, let's take a look at these toggles and take some notes here, Pop Cisco, and you can see if the endurance cost is different on yours, but on frozen armor it's 0.26. On wet ice it's 0.26. I got that endurance reduced a little bit. Icicles is 0.52. I put 2 endurance reductions to keep that down to 0.3 because that's huge. Chilling Embrace is 0.26. I got 1 in there for 0.19. So I think one of my keys is I do have some endurance reductions in there, and I've got stamina 3 slotted, so that's going to help a lot. So no wonder the little guy's getting his butt kicked sometimes. They got defense debuff, and I haven't picked it up on him yet. The resistance to that. What is this, like the world's biggest, longest dungeon ever? I swear it is. Yeah, they are killing my defense. Holy shiz. Yeah, that's what's killing me. Ah. Yeah, that's what's killing me. Stupid mission. Yeah, so that's kind of, you know, sometimes people tell me, people say, why don't you put your missions on tougher difficulty? You don't push yourself, Phil. You don't push yourself, right? This is exactly why. This is exactly why. When you're doing story missions, story arcs, alliance missions, you don't know what you're going to get next. The thing is, your character might be able to handle, let's say, ×3 just barely. But the minute he gets into his kryptonite, whatever that might be, you know, you have smashing lethal, but you don't have psychic, and they got psychic damage, right? You don't have psychic resistance, things like that. You know, or they got a lot of mez and you don't have mez resistance. You know, or you're playing a dominator, and the enemies that you're up against have mez resistance. Then it ends up being miserable, right? And I don't like to mess with that shiz. That's why I oftentimes keep my difficulties a little bit on the lower side. Because you'll get those spikes anyways that push you. Right, Kitty? Kitty understands. Kitty knows. What do you guys think of defense tanks versus resistance tanks? And I guess you could also say brutes, I suppose. What are y'all's thoughts there? They also did some tweaking to psychic melee, which I play a lot of psychic melee on a stalker. I played her a bit, not a huge difference on that one. Feels a little better, but nothing huge. I guess we also have a psionic melee squapper. Oh man, I haven't played this stalker in a while. Oh, by the way, guys, look. It's the Brooklyn Stalker. You guys demanded it. I created it. This is by popular demand. The Brooklyn Stalker. Look at that. We were so excited we could. We didn't stop to ask if we should, right? was going to ask me that. So I will say, you know, I play resistance, right? So I've always heard resistance, resistance, resistance. Lately, from my experience, even though I'm not sure a lot will disagree, I find res techs more cerebral than def tanks. You definitely get reasonable defenses with an invulnerable tanker. Yep. Yeah. Cool. Am I in Skyway City? No, I'm in... This is in Skyway. I go to Skyway City real quick, then I can read more of y'all's comments. It's not seeing your health, yo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is she anyways? This one is focus senses, focus fighting, defense. Defense. Powers, combat attributes. This one's a defense queen as well. Defense. Kind of her big shticks there. I don't think she's running with any resistance. The hit bonus, last hit chance. I prefer resistance. So here's what's kind of interesting, right? Here's what I think anyways. I'm playing you know, stalkers. I love stalkers. You guys know how much I love my stalkers. And one thing I've noticed on them is that the defense can feel really good. I have that one stalker that was so good that by level 8 I was putting it up to ×2 already. Because she felt untouchable, because the defense was so high, right? But yeah, I understand what you're saying, Rob. Yeah, absolutely. Yo-yo health. So what's interesting is, you know, we talk about the fact that with defense, right, it's kind of like lumpy. It's kind of spiky, right? When you get hit for, you know, whatever, you get hit for a bunch, right? Because you took the full blunt of it. My gosh, did you just 2-punch that minion? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, gosh. That's pretty strong. Anyways, so here's what's kind of interesting. So there is definitely spikiness in the fact that you're either taking all or nothing, and it might hit you all at once with some bad luck. But then I think in playing this more and more, and trying different types of tankers and scrappers and stuff, I think the swinginess is worse than what the math would suggest on paper, because what happens is you got so many enemies that have you know, defense debuff, and I think it's more than enemies that have resistance debuff. I could be wrong, but my feeling from playing a lot of the game and keeping an eye, you guys know I always have this on my screen, I'm always kind of keeping an eye on this. It always feels like oh, that hurt. But it feels like my defense gets buffed or nerfed, debuffed, whatever, more often than resistance. And then that leads to cascade failure. You don't get cascade failure with resistance. Cascade failure is the idea that normally if an enemy tries to hit you with defense debuff, they got to hit you first, right? But if they do hit you and they reduce your defense, then the next hit will be easier for them to land, reducing it even further. So you end up with this cascading effect. Now, resistance, the thing is, when you are fighting an enemy that lowers resistance, the thing is, they will hit you all the time, right? Because you have low defenses, and they will lower your resistance pretty quickly. And it can, in a way, be its own cascade failure. Yeah, you're right. I need to look at the defense debuff resistance. Like, yeah, and ice has one. In fact, you know, here's the funny thing. When I was taking ice originally, somebody asked me, or no, I asked somebody. No. Somebody told me ice was really, really bad because it had no debuff resistance, defense debuff resistance. So I was a little weary on that. But then another guy who played the game more said, no, it does. And he liked it a lot. And that's what convinced me to take ice on the spines. So to be fair, like with that spines tanker that you just saw me use, I don't have it picked up yet. So apparently I need to prioritize that. Maybe even consider respecking him a little early into it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Yeah. I'll probably change it around 10:30 or 11.
So
Just milk it down and change it. Oh, this looks better though.
how do you miss on the assassin strike? Defense on a stalker is good as it helps with hide. Oh, that's good to know.
I don't want to use it unless I have to. Okay.
Alright, try that again. Smack him hard. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That brings a tear to my eye. Layered defenses are meant to be the best way to go. What do you mean by layered defenses?
Going into the kitchen. Yeah, if they have that instant
Let me go ahead and assassin strike this guy. Shabam! Oh, she just knocked his candy ass out. Oh, smack. Oh, street justice. God love it. Hello, buddy. What you doing over here? Boom, you're dead now. Oh, having defense and resistance. So you can, right? But there is also a smaller return. So if let's say you have 50% resistance and 25 defense, because that's, 25 defense blocks half of all incoming damage, right? Against minions. So if you do half and half, right, then you still got, you got 50% of the hits hitting you for the normal amount of hits anyways. Hitting you for 50% damage, you're taking 25% the normal damage. But if you went all in and you maximized, let's say, resistance, put all 100 points into resistance, you would hit the cap, obviously, let's say 90 on a tanker. You would stop 90% of all incoming damage rather than just 75%. So mathematically, and you'd have 10 points left over for maybe some extra defense or whatever, but mathematically, you're usually better off specializing. Now, that works until somebody strips one or the other, strips that one away from you. If you've got, obviously, defense or whatever have you. City of Heroes likes that term enforced diversification. So, it might be enforced diversification of defense and resistance if you were constantly running into enemies that did one or the other. Now, you do, of course, in this game. The question is, which I don't know enough from experience yet, is how much does that resistance debuff, debuff resistance, how much does that really protect you? I'm not even sure 100% how it works. Wait for it, wait for it. Oh, you're dead. Overkill.
Nice seeing you again. I'm gonna be back at 10:15. You really look nice. From the time you came here, you look so much better. Face looks brighter.
Yeah. So that's $1 million question.
Right? You look better. That's good. Nice to see you. I'll be back at 10:15. If you need anything, I'll be around here. Anytime for you, okay? Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I think a percentage of the resistance debuff reduces the overall res debuff causes you. Right? Right? So if let's say you had 45% defense, an enemy would normally load by 5% to 40% defense, which means now you're going to hit twice as often. But if you have 50% debuff resistance, it might reduce it to only 42.5 instead. It won't stop it from stacking. It definitely would help a lot, though. Definitely did pretty well. I think resistance plus to hit debuff is a good combo. Well, but the question, Pop Cisco, would be what's even better would be defense and to hit debuff, right? Because your defense is probably, let's say, 30-40%, let's say, right, if you're a real tanker. And so that means only 15 to 35% of things are hitting you, but then you lower their to hit as well. That'll drop it down to the minimum 5% to hit you. And that way, if your defenses are down, in a way, you still got good defenses because you're lowering their to hit. But shield has both. I think I have that on my scrapper, right? Yeah, if they're both firing on all cylinders, you know, enemies will always have at least a 5% chance to hit you, no matter how good your defenses and whatever are. Yeah, you could definitely be overkill, right? Whereas with resistance and to hit debuff, you want an overkill, but the first 10, 20, 30, 40 points of resistance aren't worth as much as if you can get those extra points of missing you. So if your defenses are already 30%, that means you're only getting hit 20% of the time. If you can lower their to hit by 10% more, you're cutting all incoming damage by half. But if you had 60% resistance, which is the equivalent of like 30% defense, and then you give them a 10% debuff, you know, to their hit, you're only cutting their incoming damage by 20%. Accuracy, debuff, and resistance. Yeah. No, obviously, if your strategies, you can get near cap resistance and then get hit, miss. Yeah, those could definitely help out. I mean, if you're at cap, then of course you're gonna start working on the other one because you can't do anything more than once you're at cap. But the idea behind having cap defenses and the to hit debuff is the fact that it would get your back and keep you at cap essentially, even if you get debuffed in your defenses. That would kind of be the idea. So, let's see here. So this character here, she has... So here's an example, right? So she has, because of shield, she has 18 defense and 13 resistance. Now, 13 resistance doesn't do a whole lot, right? If 100 points is coming in, it's only lowering it by 13 more %. So I'm still going to take 87 points of damage. If I could have instead, if I could have like 6 more points of defense, well, I'm only getting hit 32% of the time. So 6% increase would be a 20% reduction in incoming damage. Now, yeah. Falcon Flight. Oh, yeah, we got to change the character picture, right? Falcon Flight. Falcon Flight. Yeah, this is a scrapper of mine. It's a hard-hitting scrapper. You know, scrappers. Let's talk about scrappers. Brutes get all this love. Tankers get all this love. But what is up with scrappers? Can anybody tell me, are scrappers, do people even play scrappers anymore? Is there a point to playing scrappers? You tell me. Is there? I love wings on a character, by the way, in case you haven't heard. I think they did a really great job animating these wings. Look, you guys heard me gripe about a number of things about the game. I call balls and strikes. One of the things I really love about the game are being able to put wings on characters and have them animated really, really well. They animate better than the capes. They animate better than hair by far. I love well-animated hair and stuff on characters, but you don't find it much in City of Heroes. But dang nabbit, the wings are just great. So one of the interesting things about scrappers is in the low levels, they were the same defenses and resistances as a brute. Now that's changed with this recent patch because they buffed up brutes, but they were the same. They didn't have as many hit points, I would imagine, but they were the same in the defense and resistances until brutes hit their cap, because brutes always had the better cap. Is she like missing a bunch? Can you hit stuff? Can you please hit stuff? It literally says my last to hit bonus is 35%, and it's like XCOM 35 or 95, I should say 95%. You know, you guys know XCOM 95%, where it sits there and tells you 95%, but you only hit 50-50. You have a side melee scrapper. Do you test now? Yeah, they have retouched up Psy Melee a bit, and it feels a little bit better to be a proc monster with crits over. Isn't it scary, Mark? Sentinels are so good now. So good. So good, so good, so good, so good. Oh, now that's what you like to see. I think the problem with Scrap, personally, now here's the funny thing, I don't think anyone's playing Stalkers, right? Okay, from you guys' perception, what's more popular out there right now, Stalkers or Scrappers? What do you think people are playing more? What do you think people like more, Stalkers or Scrappers? Okay, you are a little pain in my ass. I said die, you little son of a gun, just die. Scrappers, corruptors, and corruptors are fun. I'll be honest, I do like corruptors. Scrappers seem to be more versatile, right? That's my impression as well. It's a lot of people playing scrappers. Mostly do the assassin strike, 1 hit per kills. Now that's what I like more, right, Mark? So for me personally, I spend more time on my stalkers because stalkers, they can manage those crits so well. Like that last Fortuna I was trying to beat up and she wouldn't die because my crits weren't kicking in. And mind you, I took y'all's advice and I bought the whatchamacallit? Excuse me, hold on a second, got a big fight here. Apparently I'm not doing so great. I'm really not doing great here. This is a losing battle if I ever seen one. Somehow I proc the whole entire freaking dungeon. Oh, that was crazy. I had to eat every inspiration I had, but whew, a win's a win. We'll take it. Okay. So I like Stalkers because you can manage those crits, and against like that last Fortuna and stuff, I would have done a lot, I would have been able to finish her off a lot faster with a Stalker. I bought the extra, those ATO pieces you guys told me about that increase the Scrapper's percentage chances to crit. And I do feel like for the most part it is working. I do see a difference, but it's still pretty RNG based, right? Like if the RNG gods aren't with you, then tough titty, right? You're just not going to get your crits for a while. If you got like XCOM luck, right? Whereas with the Stalker, you always know at least where some of your crits are coming in. Oh gosh, I have a survivability problem here. Oh, that was rough. I see maybe a dozen stalkers. I don't group, so I don't especially see stalkers. I just maybe see them like around in Atlas Park and stuff, right? I never play red side either. Well, now you can build them on either side, right? Everything can be built on anything. It's not red side exclusive anymore. Isn't it money in the bride, Pop Cisco? Right? And you can die. I hope that got him. I think it just knocked him down. Why can't I ever get a crit when I need it? Like right about now would be really great. Oh, come on. You just see, you want a crit right there, but you can't get one. You can't get one. You just can't. +4 and red inspirations with stalkers. Very fast XP, right? I tried Psylocke, Scrapper, and Stalker, and the Stalker felt more Psylocke. Huh? Wait, you tried to Psylocke, Scrapper, and Stalker felt more Psylocke to invert a word for it. Yeah, Psylocke. Oh, Psylocke to invent a word for it. Oh, yeah. Have you seen my Psylocke Stalker? Very cool. It's very, very good. It is so much fun. Ninjutsu Psychic's really fun. Yeah. Yeah, that's why we have everyone viewing tonight. It's like Christmas comes early for us. God, stop hitting the roof. The disclaimer did not copy. Sure you didn't. We believe you. Sure. That's what they all say. Okay, no, I'm just messing with you. Let's see here. I almost re-rolled her because of it. Well, you got to figure like everybody and their brother. I mean, when you see psionic melee, what else are you going to do with that idea, right? Now, I got a nice crit right there, so that was nice. Like, it's nice when it procs. It's nice big damage, chunky damage when it procs. I cannot kill this last lieutenant to save my life. Like, I'm supposed to be a DPS class, but how many hits did it take me to kill that lieutenant? Like a bazillion. Yeah, oh yeah, they are a lot of fun. Scarlet Core, I love it, I love it. Oh yeah. Well guys, I can go to bed. Tomorrow's another work day. I'll have SL resistance alongside their control resistance. Yeah, probably. They are a pain in the butt. I had good hit chance against them, so, you know, probably good resistances, I suppose. Because, man, Jeez, oh Pete, I felt like I was fighting with a tanker, not a scrapper. That thing would not die. Sheesh. Yeesh. Sleep is for softies. Yeah, well, I hope y'all had a lot of fun. We got videos going up daily. So I hope y'all enjoy some of those. Let me know how you guys are enjoying the new patch in the comments and stuff as you're playing through it, or hit me up on Discord. You know, we share our thoughts there as well. Links in the description, all that other jazz. But thank you guys so much for watching. Ladira, we had a lot of good chats tonight. Really appreciate it. Robert. Everybody turned out for patch day. It was very exciting. It was like Christmas came early. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you guys later. Take care, and may God bless you. Has been fun. Yeah, different time zone. Stupid time zones. Oh my gosh, the cat over here is so insane. So you can put that on the cat cam here. That's what he's doing on my bed over there, my day bed. Cat cam. We're heading out with a cat cam shot. All right, guys, have a good one.